And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Hollinger.
The drivers around the corners as long as they hit their...
Max off lid.
Hi, I'm Ian, and as you know, I am the designer at Abruzzi, and today we're going to talk about karting boots. There they are, they look a bit bland, but as you know, we pride ourselves on being custom at Abruzzi, so you can have your own name, flag, your logo, and look at the colours, everything you could want from under the rainbow. There's suedes, there's levers, the possibilities are almost endless. There's reds, there's blues, there's greens, orange, pink, everything. Squirrels! No, not squirrels. Gold looks nice though. Get your custom boots and gloves at abruzzi.co.uk. All of our products are high quality and handmade, so get your wear your way.
Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name. The name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave. The US of A. Oh, say, just that star spangled banner, yeah, for the land of the brave, and the
Alright, welcome everyone. MaxSpeedTV taking you away again here on a Saturday evening for the Loose Lug Nuts Racing Series. Usually we're live here on Sundays, but we got a special event going on tonight, the Halloween Bash, presented by MaxSpeedTV and Loose Lug Nuts. Tonight a little bit special things going on. Before we get into that though, I am your host, Jeff Wood. Productions, cameras, everything you see tonight is Mr. Michael D'Amico, and my co-host, as always, Katie Dugas. Say hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
All right, guys. So we got the big old Halloween bash here tonight. 125 laps. It's going to be a long one fast repair for our drivers out there. A little bit unique paints going on tonight in honor of the Halloween festivities going on around America previously a couple days ago, but we'll be going over a ton of drivers and paints. With that said, out there on the YouTube land, drivers included, everyone gets at least one vote. Vote on your favorite paint. The driver with the most votes at the end of the night will receive some iRacing credits on behalf of MaxSpeedTV. Well, with that said, we'll go into our pre-race pit pass show, which is going to solely focus on those paints. Drivers are still, getting the bugs worked out right now, but we'll start at the top of the board right now. Let's see who has those paints loaded up and ready to go. All right, give my set a little Control R real quick to make sure everyone's loaded in. There is quite a bit of trucks out on the field. Oh, like I said, top of the board, Justin Michael right there. Not his usual, looks like some sort of a zombie survival thing on the hood with the old gas mask. Nice little red splotches over the paints, over the top paints and designs with that one. Marked clearly on the rear end of that truck as they get going for some practicing. Alright, let's move on. He's in a little bit of a traffic jam right now. Randy Arms on that 83 machine. I know Mr. D'Amico's getting the good angles, changing the camera around. See if I can't do the same. Looks like he's got himself a nice looking truck right there. Katie, you probably painted this one up. Tell me what's on that hood.
I actually didn't. That is all Randy, but he is a Freddy Krueger fan.
Good old Freddy. Alright. Move on to the number 2 of Brandon Murray. I know they're about to shake up those standings, so hopefully I remember which drivers I've gone over. You paint this one, Katie?
I did not.
Oh boy, they're all painting themselves, aren't they? All right. Well, I mean, it looks like one of those, Walking Dead, I would say, or Fear the Walking Dead, or something on that standard. Bunch of zombies.
It's some kind of zombie.
Yeah, I mean, the real artwork, I know there's a zombie coming out of the hood on the Tomb Machine of Brandon Murray, but if you look at the back end, you got the whole, Walking Dead-esque to it. Alright. I was going to say move over to Mark Jackson. I'm seeing him in a green, flame type deal here. Looks like he's rocking an old-ish type scheme of Gravedigger. A Halloween throwback of the past for that number 3 machine. Also looks like he's having a little bit of connection issues. Alright, let's see that 60 machine of Jeff Merck. Next one up on the board for right now. Skull and Crossbones under the red banner there. Right on the hood. A little bit of the same going on the trunk of that number 60 machine, repping RACEWEAR.com, it looks like. Big old crash there. I'd like to see him crash during practice rather than the race. Seeing who the next one is up on the board, a lot of them are parked on pit road. Let's go to Rob Haynes and the 199 machine. Look at the hood of that truck. A little bent over right there. A little Happy Halloween. Imagine it looks 10 times better fully repaired. But nice color scheme he's got going on with the orange and yellow. Simple enough right there. Big old scary pumpkin on the back of that thing. I think Neil Smallwood will be next up on the line here in that number 5 machine. Jason on the hood of that truck as he sits on pit lane. Gives us easier camera angles out there. Little blood splatter like Jason was chasing them. Same thing going on the rear end of the truck there. Keeper walking down the board right now. Again, I'll reiterate, everyone gets a vote here tonight. Driver with the most votes at the end of the race will get some iRacing credits on behalf of MaxSpeedTV. So get out there, vote. Hopefully we'll get to show everyone these awesome paints more than once. 00 James Brown up next. Got to see this last night as he had to race his way in with the qualifying race. Quarry machine. Him and John Pansula will have the same paint scheme going on. But nice little Halloween theme going. I think the next one up on board will be the 88 of Kyle Chadwick. Now, I know we were talking about Pennywise. Is this the one you were talking about, Katie?
It's not. I didn't paint this one, but it is the Pennywise that I like.
All right. This one so far going down the quick line. I know I've skipped over some drivers that haven't reloaded on my side, but boy, that's a nicely set up paint scheme right there. Pennywise probably, other than maybe The Nun, probably one of the scariest movies of 2019. I really like the back end of that. John, did you do this one? You'll float too. That's really nice. Oh, he's parked in between trucks. Kyle, quit doing that. It is a really nice paint. That one's my personal favorite so far. I'm not voting. I won't skew the vote statistics that way. But number 33 top. I'm pretty sure you painted this one, Katie. But this is another Pennywise. That's interesting too. I like that. You get the red balloon there, a little bit of red going on. You'll float too on the front of the truck. 33 Topper Dugas, really nice. Let's see what's on the back of this thing. The eyes looking out the back. Now, that's a truck that's unapproachable. He's going to need some help bump drafting that thing. Let's see, move on to the 084 of Jack Watts. See what's on the front. I think we saw this one last night, Katie. It was the most unique, I think, last night, going with the theme for Halloween, because I really like the front of this hood. Like, you killed a couple deers in succession of hitting them. It's really well
bad
done.
for your car, but really great for dinner.
That's for sure. I just like the reds, how they're mixed in right there. Different stains of blood right there. Let's see what's on the back end of it. I think it's more of the same. Happy Halloween. A little bit of blood getting to the back. Nicely done there with Jack Watts. All right, let's see. Moving further down, looking for Tyler Needham in that 20 machine. Got himself, just a simple enough. Got repping his series out there on his hood as he logs it real quick and logs back in. See what the back end is a little bit more special for that 20 machine. Happy Halloween, some pumpkin dark faces going on there. I really like the back end of that truck there. Let's see. Keep on moving down that line here. We got some time before we get into some qualifying action within probably about 3 minutes. 017 of Gene Rogers. See what he's got. Halloween Havoc, flames, and some skulls out there. That's really nice looking. Really well done with the paint on the front with the different skulls or whatnot. That's probably hard to layer in. For the skull, Halloween Havoc action on the back, burning in the flames there on the rear end. All right, the 110 of Andrew Feston. Katie, since you know more about this, why don't you go ahead and talk about it?
I joked a lot about this because I knew going in we got to see a bunch of different paint schemes. There's a lot of blood, a lot of guts, a lot of gore. And I was like, you know what? These guys need Jesus. No offense to anybody by any means. But I was like, you know what? The Exorcist would be really cool. So putting this one together today, I had so much fun with it because I saw the windshield banner and I was like, you know what? This is too good to spoil. Looks like the priest collar, everything. So this one just came out perfect in my opinion. So to see Fez in something like this is just really, really cool.
Yeah, that's the big old Exorcist on the hood with the cross, and if we look at from the rear end, right on the back end of that, there's the priest. And I think if Mr. D'Amico turns the camera right, is it the right front or the left front area?
It's behind both front tires. You've got the old crabby thing.
Yep. So that's a unique paint. I don't think we've seen anything like around the Exorcist. So another one right off the movie shelf there. Good to emulate that. I'm trying to see what's on Bob's truck here, and I'm not reading it right. Moving over to the 42 machine.
This is where I don't break out into song, but Elvira.
Yeah. That's a unique one. Right there. Elvira. Alright. I mean, ain't much more to say right here. Get the lady on the hood. I think that's another one by Over the Top Paints and Designs. Alright, we'll be heading into qualifying real quick. We'll let these drivers move over to that particular part of the session before we'll move on a little bit. Start talking about some racing here tonight, Katie, from Talladega, 125 laps.
Yeah, this is going to be a long one. Strategy, I don't see so much being key as I do teamwork. So I think tonight, if anything, you see more of these guys working together, maybe see some teams joining up, team and team per se, because it's going to take all the manpower it can tonight. Drafting's going to be key. Keeping this car clean, I noticed one thing last night, if anything, having the right guy behind you for that push is key. Because some of these guys apparently can't push like others can. So you want somebody you can trust behind you to get, the most you can. So I say you team up with who you're comfortable with and, go from there.
All right. Early voting going on out there as we switch over. Before we start looking at times and whatnot, I want to take a look at the 76 machine of Ronald Klein. I'm going to look at my messages real quick, too, to make sure it's exactly what I think it is. I believe that is correct, yep. Looking over the 76 machine for his Halloween paint scheme. He actually won last night in the winning in. He's won a previous diecast last year around Christmas time, so any previous diecast winners actually have to re-qualify in the future, as we got a couple more of these things before the year's out. That 76 machine, though, like I was saying, is the diecast for the winner tonight. That's what it'll be painted like. It'll have the driver's name. It'll have loose lug nuts on it, Halloween, like you see it. Mr. D'Amico goes over it. 2019 winner. So I know 2019 winner is going to be happy. Let's look at the 2018 winner here tonight. Let's see if he's loaded in right now. It doesn't look like it. It's Travis Browder. I don't see him on the track at the moment. No, first timer on here tonight. Going with the flow. Yep, we're qualifying here tonight for the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League Special Event Halloween Bash. We're checking out some of these unique paint styles. You get a vote, you see a favorite paint. If you're not sure, let us get into that real quick, and we'll try to get down there and get you a better view of a certain paint. Each person gets one vote. The driver with the most votes at the end of the night will receive some iRacing credits on behalf of MaxSpeedTV. Qualifying about half over, open qualifying session. It's not going to mean too much, I guess. I mean, certain guys are better out front than others early on, but this is a toss-up race here in the first 10. Katie's probably busy taking down those votes as they pile in real quick. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure we went over some Halloween paints. Maybe missed it because I want to get as much as possible before we get into that racing action and get carried away. One more for you there, Mr. D'Amico. Take an eye down on that 68 machine. Brandon Thornhill, that 68 machine. Got himself a nice little Halloween paint. Looks like the twisted metal clown on the front of it.
Oh, I thought that was a selfie. Man.
Twisted Metal, an old station game there. That's not the usual clown people like to see out front, but it's still scary enough. Oh, Mr. Thornhill ain't looking in the mirror at that. Yeah, the one on the back's definitely the 2. Right on that lid of the trunk, sitting there. Drivers ain't gonna see it, but if 68 gets a little bit of airborne tonight, we might get some cool little views on that thing. Mr. Rogers out there in that 017 machine getting some early votes. All right, qualifying's going to end here in the next bend. The checkered flag is waving, so it's about 51 seconds in the draft. Well, probably closer to 50 in a good draft. So they got about another lap to put down for some of these guys out there. Right now at the top of the board will be Mark Jackson. We'll see if that works over the next 40 seconds. Maybe get a paint in real quick. The 44 of Ray Richer there. Nightmare Before Christmas looking on the hood of that machine. Pumpkins on the deck lid and repping Abruzzi with the pumpkin of Savage Drive Motorsports on the back of that. Nice looking truck from Ray Richer. All right, that will end qualifying. We'll wait for these drivers to grid up real quick. A lot of drivers here tonight. Let's see, 38 trucks, which is actually pretty decent. That's about our average field size. Mr. Gene Rogers, did you invite the whole town to vote for you? You got that many accounts? A lot of votes for that 017 machine. We'll maybe slow down in the grid there and check out that 017 since he's got quite a few votes right now. All right, here we go. Starting lineup grid section here brought to you by the Wise Guys, sponsoring that grid formation. Here we go. Mark Jackson with the pole position, guy that is incredibly good at these super speedways with a 50.813. Jeff Merck will be starting on his outside there, outside pole to the 60. Ray Richer third. Daniel Smallwood in that 5 machine fourth. Kevin Winter fifth. John Pansula sixth. Brad Ream raced in last night. He's there in that 61 machine. We usually see him on trucks and Xfinity, I think. Chris Chief Shaw starting 8th. Jack Watts 9th. Andrew Feston in the 110 starting 10th. Dylan Ackert, usually in the cup side of things, starting 11th. Topper Dugas 12th. Ronald Klein, take a quick note of how that truck looks like. That is what the die cast for the winner will look like tonight. Trent Drum 14th. Zach McSwain 15th. Brandon Hill 16th. Jason Lance 17th. James Brown 18th. Jeremy Crandell in the 73 machine starting 19th. Brandon Murray 20th. Sean Dorr 21st. Randy Arms 22nd. Bob Wells 23rd. Johnny Smith 24th. And those are the last of the qualifiers on the track. We'll still go through the rest of the running order. 25th, Justin Michael. Travis Browder 26th. Rob Haynes 27th. Jeff Gilmore 28th. Keith Haney 29th. Gene Rogers 30th. That 017 machine will linger for a second. All right, Kevin Fetty 31st. Mike Donahue, 32nd. Brian Abbott of Third Rock Racing, 33rd. Robert McFarland, 34th. Josh Scott, 35th. Kyle Chadwick, 36th. James Haney, 37th. And rounding out the field will be Tyler Needham. Again, thank you to the Wise Guys for sponsoring that grid. All right, Katie, did we figure out if we had stages here tonight?
We did. First stage ends at lap 30. Stage 2, 65. Checkered will come at 125.
That is a long third stage.
Yeah, but that's where these guys are going to come into play. You know, pit strategy, fuel. I don't see so much tires as fuel. You know, this is a long track, and like I said, patience is going to be key, but teamwork is probably going to be the biggest factor.
Yeah, well, at least with Talladega, if you're pitting with your team, you don't really need tires like you mentioned, and you're pitting and you blow that stop, grab fuel and go. All right, we're fixing to jump into this. First start is on the flagman. We'll have a long walk up after that pace car gets away. No one's stolen that pace car here tonight. It's driven really slowly. Mark Jackson going to lead us off with Jeff Merck on his outside. 125 laps. Here we go on MaxSpeedTV with this Loose Lug Nuts Racing special event Halloween Bash. About ready to kick off. Waiting some more green flag. Here we go. Long night ahead of us. Let's see what these drivers can do early on. That throttle wound up and going. We're probably going to have a breakaway of about 10 to 12 trucks. Field spreading out nice and easy. We saw a good run last night with only one caution over 85 laps. Let's see what they can do. That outside is powering through the back straightaway. Mark Jackson will lose the early lead to Jeff Merck and Daniel Smallwood. They're getting at it early. That inside line was powerful to be last night. I imagine it'll be the same, but we have more trucks to push everyone tonight. Lap number 1 going in the books to Jeff Merck. They're not dicing up too early on. I imagine they still have to breathe the truck successfully on the back straightaway. We'll get more into the antics of the drivers going forward. Mark Jackson's still hung up in third spot right now. Not going to want to move anywhere. We got a third line around there. It looks like the number 2, Brandon Murray, wanting to start a third line. They may need to get in line. Right now, the outside line being led by the 05 of Chris Shaw. He's going to get dumped under. Let's see who that is. Not really seeing numbers right with all these new paint schemes. That is the 78 of Kevin Winter. Taking away Chris Shaw, pushing him high. Taking control of that outside line. Oh, we got a little bit of scramble there. Person behind Chris Shaw wanted down. They're going to have to wait to the back end of that line. Yep. Welcome everyone out there. Good amount of people watching on YouTube here on MaxSpeedTV. Early into this race, lap 3 almost coming into the books of 125. So a long way to go with stages. We wanted a late stage last night, Katie. I don't think we needed it with how it finished, Carl Edwards style. Over those stages again, Katie?
30, 65, and 125.
All right, 30, 65, and ending at 125 here tonight. Keep these trucks lined up. 70% fuel load, if I haven't mentioned that. going into this evening. So that's about 20 to 25 laps of fuel before we have to see a pit window. One fast repair so these guys can actually get back out onto the speedway if they incur some incidents. No incident limit though. Dicing it up right there. Pushing forward early. Look at Brandon Murray. Look at that 2 truck. Himself a good outside line there being pushed by Randy Arms. There comes last year's winner. Oh no, that's Sean Dewar. I thought that was the M&M's machine.
John Doerr raced himself in last night. Am I right?
I'm assuming so. He is on the track. They may have waved everyone in if you showed up in a race at least. I'm not sure. John's out there. I think he can comment better onto that. That top line is trying to take over, being the best line. There goes Brandon Murray going to lead a lap. Went from about 5th spot to first place from turn forward to the front straightaway. Going to take over the high line, erasing that 3rd line altogether. Got himself a good pusher back there too. Randy Arms hooking up. They're obviously probably communicating very well in the same TeamSpeak channel. Keeping it going. Looks like the steady line is still the inside line being led by Jeff Merck. He has not given that up. You need incredible runs on the outside to get it. I think Brandon Murray's going to have it by nose. Nope, maybe Jeff Merck takes it back. Yes, he does. Early on, we shouldn't see too much fighting. Like Katie said, we are going to lap number 30 before we see the yellow flag come out for the end of the stage. They will have to pit. I'm almost guaranteeing that. Despite, that's if they stay green. A little bit dicey right there, moving in and out of traffic in the corners. That's not where you want to spice things up. Randy Arms going to float to the back there. Losing contact with Brandon Murray. Got out of line. A lot of good Halloween paint schemes out there. Probably take a closer eye here in a couple laps. See a recent vote for the 01 of John Pansula. Yeah, it looks like Jackson and Ray Richer will be working together. They're a little bit separated for right now. Well, no, they're right on the tail. It's just construed there to the corner. Ray and Mark worked together before. Mark's really working the back end of the 5 of Daniel Smallwood at the moment. Smallwood laying off of Merck until the tri-oval. That's the best pushing spot for the inside line to get up to the front. Brandon Murray will lead lap number 9 officially or lap number 8 officially on the board. Still early on. Might be a little bit slow calling out names and numbers. A lot of these guys kept black numbers with black paints. I know all of them by heart, but geez, when they mix up a paint and the number on me.
Yeah, it takes us all season to get used to this.
Mark Jackson hard into the wall. Over and over is the 3 machine. Lots of trucks involved. We'll have to go take a look at that and see who else was compounded with that. All right, audience. Let's see what you have to say about this one. I believe it started above, Mark Jackson there. We'll have to look in further. No, right there with the 73 and the 110 is where the initial contact was. It hit Mark Jackson. Up goes Mark Jackson into the 01 of John Pansula. Jack Watts, Brad Ream involved, Crandell, Brandon Thornhill. Looks like Bob Wells got away with it. We'll be coming to our first caution here. Not sure how these drivers are going to go about getting into the pits right now.
If you cannot maintain pace speed, you need to stop and tow.
Well, it was going to happen early if it was going to happen at all. They were really dicey up there. Just bad contact between the 110 and the 73. Mark Jackson had an incredible rollover. Leaders are getting in that pits. We do have one fast repair, so they have, they can go forward. Loose lug nuts usually doesn't do repairs. I think we do for super speedways, though. We'll be back at Talladega at the beginning of December. I think it's December 7th or 8th. Well, what better time not to look at some of these paints here. Let's take it down to the current leader, the 57 of Jeff Gilmore, who stayed out on the track. He's probably going to pit this time around. But got a good little Ghostbusters machine right there. Nice looking splatter there with the green on the front. Let's going forth. And yeah, same style on the back of that. Over the top paint some design sticker slap on the rear end of that. Nice looking paint scheme from Jeff Gilmore, over the top paints and designs. Right behind him too, I believe we have Trent Drum in that 12 machine. A little bit of Halloween scheme going on. Really standout truck there. Nice bright orange. Same style as the poster we've seen, I think, for the banner going into this race on the YouTube thing, and emulated over. Big old Beware on the back end of that with his team on the hood. Well, I will bring up the 2 machine and talk to him as we can get an early interview and also look at a paint at the same time. As soon as I find him in the mess of drivers, here we go. Alright, Brandon Murray, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright, well, early laps led, early caution. I know you watched last night, so it was within that margin of, where we see the caution last night. What do you got? I know Randy pushed you up towards the front. Do you got any more help, or are you going to have to fade back to find a teammate?
No, I think we'll be alright up here. I got Randy a couple of positions back. We got Popper and Fezzen in this as well, so I think I got some help. I don't know where they're running, but I'm going to try to keep it up front. I want to lead the laps.
Yeah, there we go. Sometimes it's better just to be up front to stay away from stuff.
Yeah, I think so, especially here. This race, it's not a points race. We're racing for fun, racing for a trophy, so I think up front's going to be the place to be, maybe stay out of the trouble.
I think everyone wants to do that now after in that last caution. Even though it started a little bit towards the front, it wasn't at the exact front. Well, we're about to go racing again real quick. Nice looking paint job. Tell us about your paint real quick.
Yeah, I threw this together a couple of nights ago. It's a Halloween race. I figure we all need a Halloween theme, and how much more Halloween can you get? I don't know if y'all have seen the zombie on the side of my car. It says, it's holding a sign that says only a few will survive. I thought that was very, very appropriate for Talladega.
Well, I'm sure Mr. D'Amico's finding it right now. I don't think we came across that the first time around. But, well, getting into turn 3, we'll go ahead and let you get back down to your teammates. Good luck up until the first stage.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for what you guys do up there.
Nice looking trucker from Brandon Murray. Good little interview there too. Jeff Gilmore and Trent Drum will be leading us back off when we get to the start-finish line. I mean, they could technically go once the pace car drops, but there's not really that need of things here at Talladega. I think all drivers were still on the back. A couple of them a lap down. One of them 2 laps down. That's Andrew Feston. He's still on pit road. Crandell, Jackson, Thornhill, and Topper Dugas all going a lap down. They probably had to reset the vehicle and take the pit road penalty. Here we go. Going to get back to it.
Green flag.
Green, green, green. Attempt number 2 here. Guys that did not pit are still out front. Gilmore and Drum, they lead us off here with the Ghostbuster machine out front. Are just winding up for a good amount of speed here. Changing lanes, doing what they do. Looks like Murray and Gilmore got shifted out. Drum drops down to the front side trying to get the best draft. That's Kevin Winter, Daniel Smallwood on the high side. Kevin Winter, Daniel Smallwood with a tremendous amount of speed out of turn number 4. Not sure if they'll get it here at the line. I think they will. Looks around, the top 12 trucks have broken free from the rest of the pack. A little diving and dodging going there. Over the top motorsports on that high side. Trent Drum, Jeff Gilmore hooking up on that bottom. Oh, Smallwood with late crossover into the entry of that corner could have spelled disaster. Leaving his teammate there out to dry. They'll probably stack the inside line with the crossovers. Smallwood to that lead in the number 5 machine. Let's see if he can hang on to it at the line. Gilmore below the yellow real quick. A little bit unsafe at times if you get a wrong push somewhere. Third line forming. Looks like gosh, these numbers and everything. Maybe Randy out there. Randy and McWayne on the high side. Second time we've seen Randy Arms goes high side. Yellow, yellow. Don't know where it's at. We'll find it real quick. Johnny Smith, 096, call from Mr. D'Amico. We'll see if we can find it. He's got the 0 on it. We'll see what happened to Johnny Smith. He blinked out on my end here, so we'll have to see what happened. He just went away. Are you seeing the same thing? Well, that's unfortunate. I think that was just a connection issue. I'll look to see where the 096 is on the connection board. He's got a good ping, got a good quality. Yep. So hopefully, I'm going to watch it over on Mr. D'Amico's. And yeah, netcode issue for sure. The one of McFarland involved, 096. I don't think anyone else got involved. Oh, maybe a third truck there at the entrance of turn number 3. I have to watch it on the delay, so sorry about getting over it. Well, that was just a weird move there from the 096. Yeah, 096 is like with McFarland, and then like tries to dive low, and I'm sure McFarland tried to keep the draft at the same time, but then there was the guy in the middle. Scary, scary things going on there in the back of the field. Sorting out issues early on sucks because they're going to use up fast repair. I think Crandell in that 73 machine got some extra damage. He's going to have to manually repair it. Let's see. Mark Jackson with the free pass. Mark Jackson in the wave around of the pace car, so that's good for the number 3.
I don't know if you got to, I know you were kind of focused on the front there, but I started watching towards the end of the pack, and when I tell you bobbing and weaving through traffic, I mean, you would have thought this was a map of this guy, the back of his hand. It was insane the way he was working through that field. So I gotta say, for a wave round, I hate to say it this way, but he worked his butt off, we'll put it that way.
Getting that early wave around can be key for these guys. I think he had to use a fast repair. We got our first driver out this evening. I believe it was Zach McSwain. League owner out there talking to the drivers. Spread out. Well, this is Talladega, so I don't know how much you can spread out losing the style of racing. But yeah, the drivers got to get a little bit of hold of themselves. I just watched, I believe, Zach McSwain lose wheel connection or something and slam that wall. That was weird. Still have a few laps here, a few laps being 10 or more before we get to the end of stage number 1. I'm sure they're good on fuel. Like I said, it's about 20 to 25 laps fuel load with 70% fuel. Drivers were locked into this race if you finished top 10 in points. In the 3 main series, that would be the Thursday night trucks for our truck series, Saturday Pit Pass Xfinity Series, and the Abruzzi RACEWEAR Sunday Cup Series that we normally cover here on MaxSpeedTV. So top 10 drivers will, be locked in, and I think that'll be the same thing going forward because we do have a Thanksgiving race special event along with a Christmas New Year's event. The drivers got to maintain those points. It's going to get harder going forward. We've only been through 3 races with a drop race. A couple drivers not here tonight, not able to make it on a Saturday. I think Mitchell Reeves being one of that. He's actually close to me right now. Hopefully he's listening in between runs down the drag strip at Gulfport.
I hope he is, because that would be one of your biggest contenders. I know Mark Jackson is big on these super speedways, but I mean, Mitchell Reeves is just fast no matter where you put him.
Yeah, see him probably for the Thanksgiving line of events as drag racing is about to come to a close for that season. We'll see more of it. Number 1 of Robert McFarland going over the wall. I believe he is done for the evening. Two cautions early, Katie. It's one more than what we saw last night if you don't count the ending.
Yeah, and I can't say that last one was all aggression. I mean, there was clearly some net code and, I'm going to say an iRacing glitch there because I didn't see too much. But yeah, a lot of been up frustration. I mean, these guys are getting really, really gutsy. We're 18 laps in. We still have over 100 to go, and we're at Dega. I mean, how much more blunt can you get?
No, I think that's what the league owner was telling them. Get the style of racing under control. And, basically just calm down a bit. Make your moves. Make safe moves, I think is the key here. Let's see. I think we're going to come get the one to go. Let's go down again and look at the 76 machine of Ronald Klein. That nice looking machine will be the diecast the winner gets. Ron got one last Christmas. This is the exact replica minus, the number and name on the truck that Over the Top Paints and Designs and John Hendrick will be doing the diecast. I've seen the picture of it. It looks really nice. I have the 2019 winner on it too. Look for the 2018 winner. Is he still on the board? '23rd is Travis Browder. As we are in the final warm-up lap here before the green. Go over to him real quick. He's got the scary M&M's machine. Nice looking truck from Over the Top Paints and Designs, driven by T. Rowdy himself. Always repping the Kyle Busch schemes. Very nice. Yeah, let us know out on YouTube if you see a truck, say, hey, there's that one with a blood spatter on it. Can you pinpoint that one? Let us know out there on YouTube if you get to that point where you want to see it paint better. All right, head back to green yet again. Going to be going green on lap 20, so we got about a 10 lap run coming up. Green, green, green out there. Kevin Winter away, Jeff Burke away, trying to pick up teammates on the outside. A little bit of a do-si-do, more like control from Over the Top Motorsports with Randy Arms sprinkled in.
Yeah, but we've seen what kind of runs that Randy Arms and Daniel Smallwood could put together. These guys gave us a show Saturday and Sunday night. These could be some of your biggest contenders, but I know Kevin Winter's trying to shake back on things, but Jeff Merck, man, this guy, he's going for it.
Yep, everyone wants that goofy. Everyone's sitting out there early. Gotta get to the end. Katie answering stuff out on there on YouTube. 125 laps tonight. We're about 100 to go. I'll let you know when we get that mark officially. We still have about 2 hours and 15 minutes, so to say, on sim time. If that's not too confusing of an answer. Not much of a breakaway, about 8 to 10 trucks up front, and then single file action going on. Jason Lance entering the picture of that 86 machine with Brandon Murray. Keep vote for those drivers out there with your favorite paint schemes. Remember, 1 vote per person. Drivers, if you're listening, at least give a caution. If you want to vote for yourself, that's fine too. Like I told Mr. Miko's Roman Council. Roman Council. Yes, Roman Coke from Mr. D'Amico. But Brandon Murray slips down to the bottom side. A little bit of a mix-up going here. Strong run from all those blood-spattered trucks. They were in line for a good run. I think Brad Ream's one of them. Yellow, yet again. We'll have to pick it up, see where it's at. 20 of Tyler Needham. Races on Sunday nights usually. I think I saw Rob Haynes maybe. I'm having an incredibly hard time picking up these crashes. I gotta change that button and just run IRTBO or something. And the 87, that'd be the 87 of Justin Michael. Did an interview with him on Lugnut TV. Talking about his race, his hope getting into this race. Oh, 87, sorry about that. That's Keith Haney. I'm having to watch it on Mr. D'Amico's end. So I'll load up my IRTBO here. That way I don't have to look at it from the back. Sorry about the little bit of silence there as I get everything up and running. Under caution again. Wait for these drivers to get off of pit road. Looks like they've already done that. Let's grab an interview here. Let's see. Put a spotlight. Let's go over the 44 machine of Ray Richer. We'll go down and look at the paint at the same time too there from
and my old
Ray
race
Richer.
Truck.
Well, got Ray in the middle of a conversation with the teammates there, but looking at the 44 machine, Ray, up there early, battling it out. Scary moments out there early on. Tell us about your race so far.
So far, everything's been great. Yeah, I don't want to give away too many secrets. I hope you didn't hear any there over the air. But regardless, guys, it's been a blast. These guys just too early, too quick. I mean, you got to calm down a little bit. It's still 2 stages yet to go. We're going to have one here shortly. We're still going to have enough couple laps here to get the first stage out here at lap 30. But otherwise, just kind of avoiding these guys and trying to keep the truck straight and riding the yellow line for a little bit until I have a chance to make a move. Otherwise, things have been good. The truck's been nice and stout, straight, and it goes wherever I want to put it, so I can't really complain about this.
Well, have you been in both lines, or maybe even in the third line when it's been made up there? Which one are you more comfortable with?
Well, I tried the outside line and the middle there during practice. Low line's definitely where it's at while those guys shuffle it around out there. A couple of them with their setups just are a little too squirrely for me to be around. I want to let them go. But right now I'm kind of comfortable on the bottom line. Don't get me wrong, if I have an opportunity, I'm going to the middle to kind of go to the front, but that'll be later on in the race. Just kind of settling in for now. I'm still staying in the top 10, starting third. I'm kind of happy for being up here as it is. So, guys, just having a phenomenal race up here in 7th right now.
Well, theme of the night is paints here. Maybe get you a boat out there. Tell us about your paint.
Well, I have a lot of friends of mine that kind of like Jack Skellington, so we decided to go through and do a Savage Drive logo there and some pumpkins on the thing, and we got a couple loose lug nuts around the truck. If you want to find them, go ahead and look around the truck a little bit. I believe there's 5. And still got my sponsors there around there, Pro Auto Service and AMSOIL, and right now Abruzzi Racing Gloves. Anybody want a set of iRacing online racing gloves? Abruzzi is a place where it's at, guys. Just Google them, you'll be able to find them. Talk to even Judd Danielson, he can get them to you. But the paint itself, it took me a couple of days to kind of figure out. As long as I got some Halloween pumpkins on there, and again, Savage Drive logos, we're doing great, man.
All right, Ray, thanks for all that info. Good rep on your sponsor there. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the night. That's the name of the game early on, is make it through. Best of luck there, Ray.
Appreciate it, guys. We're going to keep hammering this 44 to the front here later on. Just keep an eye out for me.
All right, quick little interview there, and put a spotlight on the paint of Ray Richer. Still motoring around the speedway. Maybe get another interview here. Katie, you got anyone you want to talk to?
Let's see. How about Jeff Merck?
Well, I mean, he's out front. I'll bring him up for you.
Hope I don't curse him.
Well, here we go with 60 Machine and Katie Dugas. Take it away, Katie.
Hey, Jeff, it's Katie. You got a copy on us?
I do. What's up?
Oh, just watching. Man, we're only 25 laps in. You know, we still got 100 laps to go. What kind of strategy are we looking for from Jeff Merck tonight?
Oh, well, we're just going to drive it until it runs out of gas and then see what happens from there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, great paint job tonight, I have to say. I'm loving this truck. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, John put this together for me for the special race here. I like it so much, I might get him to paint me 2 more just like it, put one on the Xfinity and one on the Cup car. But he's the boss, so whatever. He paints them and tells me to get them and drive them, and that's what I do. I love this paint. I like my little skull on the front there, his little winky face, and won the green here. Going to try to win this stage. Talk to y'all again here in a minute.
All right, sir.
All right, Mr. Merck there. Getting settled in. Probably wants to get focused. Long way around the track here. Well, like Ray said, we're going to have like a 3-lap, 4-lap run depending on where they throw the yellow. I don't know if they'll throw it at the beginning of 30 or at the end of 30.
You know, I gotta wonder, does it give some of these guys like Jeff and Travis Browder and Ron a little bit of extra incentive? I mean, obviously everybody wants this die-cast, but I mean, personally, do you see them wanting it a little bit more than others kind of to add to that collection?
Yeah, well, I mean, our champions nowadays from the Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, those champions will get their die cast at the end of the season if they make it through the playoffs and whatever you call it nowadays in NASCAR. But you got that whole line. Champions will receive one. We got at least 3 special events that we know of right now running this one of the Halloween. Unique paint. There's a guy out there with 3 of them, I think. Wes Holland. Ron has one. Browder has one. And I know I'm forgetting the name out there.
Jeff has one, and then we have our dirt guys. Thornhill got one recently. Jeremy Capron got one.
Yeah, it's a special trophy out there. If you want to look at them, go look over the top paints and designs. They're on Facebook and also on Loose Lug Nuts Racing Group. All the information you can find about this league on Facebook. To kick it off again, here we go. There goes Jeff Burke out front. Green flag flying here at Talladega. Lap 27 around the track. Got to make it a few extra laps before we hit that lap number 30 mark, a little bit of a crossover there. Randy Arms going high, Ronald Klein going low. Still mixing up out front. A lot of the drivers singling out in the back. No help from Jeff Merck. All power on the outside. Kevin Winter's going to have a strong line, but Jeff Merck has the easy line on the bottom. Yep, third line wanting to form. Brandon Murray, Randy Arms up there. Those two have already been at the highest point of the high side. Let's see if they do it again. They're in reverse order this time. Jason Lance, look at Trent Drum step out and try the outside. They are neck and neck. There's no points. There's no special candy for the winner of stage number 1. They're just putting on a show out there right now up front. High third line losing momentum. Kevin Winter looks like he's going to be neck and neck with his teammate of Jeff Merck at the line. And goes to Winter yet again on this lap, being pushed by Daniel Smallwood. For all those neat little paints out there, thank you for viewing there on YouTube at MaxSpeedTV. Oh, Randy Arms barely fits into that second line. Had to squeeze that truck. Oh! Pushes Jason Lance way too much there. Yellow, yellow, yellow. We'll have to go. That was just going to happen, I think, unfortunately. We'll have to go back and look at the 83 of Randy Arms, because that's where it started out of turn number 2 when he squeezed down. Replay coming up. Just the wrong part to push a truck there with the 83 of Randy Arms. You cannot push on exit of corner, and he didn't push him square either. Pushed him on exit. Jason Lance's truck jumped, and the push was still going on. Looks like the 2 got involved. Ray Richer involved. We just talked to him. 05 of Chris Shaw. We'll have to see who else was involved there. I think that was about it on that. Trent Drum, I know, got someone out there looking after him on YouTube. He escapes that wreck. Happening right at the front. Unfortunately, Katie, I think that's the 83 there at fault.
Yeah, I was trying to go back and watch, and I don't know if it's my replay options or what, but it actually didn't show anything for me. He completely left the screen, so I'm definitely going to have to check some settings, because I actually saw him completely disappear.
Yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't the case there. He fit in really tightly in the middle of turn number 2, and then was right on the back bumper of Jason Lance and pushed him clear into that wreck. Well, I think we'll be ending the stage right here. And what better time than now to hit a commercial break and hear from our sponsors at MaxSpeedTV. We'll be back live in just a moment. we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Holly.
Drivers around the corners as long as they hit their...
Max on lid. We're racing race number 1.
iRacing, the world's biggest premier in online sim racing, gives you, the driver, an experience of a lifetime in competing against some of the best drivers in the world. All drivers take their hand at each track and they want to look good while putting it up front. Wouldn't you like to do the same? Introducing iRaced, one of the leading online iRacing paint venues, offers you any custom paint that you desire. Show off your sponsors and style while running some of the greatest sim racers out there and look great while pounding the pavement or spinning in the dirt. Any color or any design, no request is too small. From sprint cars to cup cars, they cover anything you want. Want to show off that local venue? Or how about running one of your favorite real-world drivers' paint? iRaced does it all. Custom suits, helmets, cars, and logos. Just ask and they will make it look like $1 million while you're going 1,000,000 miles an hour. iRaced produce high-quality virtual paint designs for iRacing vehicles of all kinds. Search iRaced on Facebook and send a message today to make your iRacing experience more than just making laps in a pre-made paint scheme. iRaced, the top of the line in online racing paint wraps.
All right, back here live on Max TV with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League Halloween Bash. Still into the stage. I think Jeff Gilmore might have won the stage staying out coming into pit road area there. I don't know. I'll give it to Jeff Gilmore just thinking about it. How about that? But theme of the night is the Halloween paints out here on the YouTube land. You get one vote and one vote only. But you can vote for your favorite paint scheme, favorite driver, however you want to look at it. To the night, that driver with the most votes will get some iRacing credits on behalf of MaxSpeedTV. See, I think we got time for one, maybe two paint look-sees real quick as they are pacing around this speedway. Trying to find one maybe that we haven't covered in a while. Well, we'll go to, my personal favorite real quick if he's still on the speedway. I believe he's down pit road at the moment, getting a last-second pit stop, and that's the 88 of Kyle Chadwick. I really like his paint here on Kyle Chadwick. Pennywise on the front. Really good colors there, the gray background, and the new Pennywise. The rear end is just as exciting. You'll float too. Whole balloon thing going on.
I said I wanted to do that for Halloween this year, and by golly, if it didn't get past me, I wanted to go put some red balloons on our sewers just to mess with my neighbors, but let's just say my neighbors lucked out this year.
Yeah, I think there was a prank like that up north there too last Halloween. Well, a little bit of a shout out there for Trent Drum, Susan, and Lynn there voting for Trent. We'll get a quick look-see at him, too, in that 12 machine. I don't think it's at the top of the board right now, but nice little orange paint scheme there with the basic banner that we've been using here for this Halloween bash on Loose Lug Nuts. This guy's team name up there.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I messed that up, Trent. So If that is, that's all me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's still a nice looking paint scheme. I like the orange. He stands out in the field, that's for sure. Alright, well, we're going to be going back green here. Pace car is diving off. 78 of Kevin Winter on the inside. 60 of Jeff Merck on the outside. Boy, it's almost like the start all over again. Mark Jackson looks to be back up there. Green, green, green. Here we go. Back at it. Stage number 2 underway. It'll be completed at lap number 65. Looks like we had one person over the wall on that last caution end of stage, and that was Sean Dorr in the 65 machine. Singling out early on here. Single file as it goes. A lot of stuff happening up towards the front. With the guys being single file, they're not wanting to jump. We're going to sit here and wait for the first person to jump, but I'm sure the lead admin and the owner of the league were quite vocal during that end of stage about getting towards the end. We want to see drivers get towards that end. Need drivers at the end for a great finish. I would say about 20 to 25 trucks are lined up single file. See if we can't find a battle going on. Maybe back towards the 70 of Mike Donahue. Brandon Murray wanting to step outside, not getting complete help at the moment. Josh Scott in that 3 was out there with him, and he's going to also suffer. Looks like the 33 machine is over the wall, done for the evening. Brendan Murray and Jeff Gilmore look to have hooked up. That is a nice looking Ghostbusters theme on the 57 machine. Hooked up on the outside, they're going places. We saw a 2-truck tandem, 3-truck tandems even, work really well in the qualifying race last night. They can get really fast, especially if there's damage on the spoiler in front. There goes Trent Drum with him, wanting to get with them. Don't know if he's going to get the air. He dives back down, gets in line. Here comes the move. Now people see they have to block the high side. We got 2 lanes of traffic again at the front. Mark Jackson, Kevin Winter stepping out on the high side. Glad we caught the run for the 2 machine. Gilmore maybe we'll go with them. I don't know. Maybe 3 lanes of traffic. No, Gilmore says I'm not going to do that. Brandon Murray's going to have to get back in line. He squeezes it in there. I think Gilmore gave him a little bit of room. Long race still in front of us here tonight. Lap 38 of 125 around this speedway. 2.66 mile speedway. I usually say 2.5. Oh, got a request out there for the 017. Let's see if we can't find him on the board. He's running around in 25th spot at the moment. Let's look at the 017 of Gene Rogers. 017 of Gene Rogers leading the outside in that Halloween Havoc machine. Getting some good there from what looks to be maybe Kevin Fetty. No, Tyler Needham there. A little bit squirrely right from the 017 and Tyler Needham. But Gene Rogers doing well enough. I'm not sure if he's used a fast repair. Do have one of those available tonight, but with, I think, 4 cautions in that first early stages, it was quite probable that nearly half the field has used their fast repair to get to this point. Nice looking machine again from 017 of Gene Rogers. I believe has the most votes so far. Vote for your favorite Halloween paint scheme out there. You get 1 vote. Driver with the most votes at the end of the night will get some iRacing credits on behalf of MaxSpeedTV. Well, let's jump back front and see what's happening there.
Lots of caution. I mean, almost a caution.
Almost a caution. Almost is almost. They're still 2x2. Had to cut Brandon Murray. Not sure where Jeff Gilmore went off to as we viewed the 017.
Yeah, he got a little loose. Looks like he had a little bit of contact there with Fesden, kind of dropped down the middle, and then basically got hung out to dry after I kind of went back and looked at it, now falling all the way back to 13th.
Yeah, well, better fall back than, getting in a wreck, in my opinion. We're still very, very early into this race. Real racing probably won't happen for the last 25 laps. Kevin Winter, Daniel Smallwood out front, Jeff Merck there pushing. Mark Jackson's found his way back after being involved in, I think, the first or second caution. Ronald Klein still in the mix. Justin Michael, and guess who's hanging around at the end of that lead pack there, and that's T. Rowdy himself. Randy Arms and Andrew Fesden right now motoring up to the front of the back pack. 2 car tandems, or 2 truck tandems, excuse me, I'm calling them cars. Third lane going out, that's Mates of the Misfits. I don't know how well they're going to hook up with Brandon Murray, taking that air away from Fez. But it looks like they're going to make a run at it. Make this interesting out front. Oh! Yep.
Oh, ouch.
That was the 110 machine. No caution just yet. Don't think it's going to fly either. Maybe we'll go back and get a quick replay real quick on it. The 110 machine there, Mr. Kubiko. All right, replay going up here, trying to get back up there where it was. Just a bad 3-wide situation. Brandon Murray into the wall, into his teammate, and it looks like he paid the most price, and Justin Michael had to go through the infield too. I think the 110 may call it evening there. I think he went back to pit road. He was already 2 laps down. Back live here. Back to single file racing. Down there on the bottom, that looked like one of the core machines maybe of John Pansula. Or James Brown, another rep in the same paints. Mark Jackson in his way from pole to wreck and now running second spot. He has had a really up and down points in the divisions that he's running, so doing well here tonight. I know Ronald Klein at winning last night. Even if he doesn't win tonight, the 76 machine is going to have a big confidence boost going into the next week of Pocono points. And then the winner tonight is going to have an extreme confidence boost with a nice little trophy. Looks like the leader wanted to step out and make the second line. Daniel Smallwood's going to have to stick to the bottom and hope that Jeff Merck can push his weight. Most of those guys out front. Look at Jeff Gilmore go. 3 wide up there in the front yet again. Travis Browder says, no, I will not do it. Jeff Gilmore made the same call early on when he was pushing Brandon Murray. Maybe coming up on some potential lap traffic here. These guys are getting really good runs, probably due to the incident or an incident we did not see. We'll have to check out which drivers those are. That's Brad Ream and John Pansula at the top side. Going to get passed up by our leaders right here. Pansula into the wall. Going to be slow, but he stays out of the way, keeps the truck going. Mark Jackson has control of the inside line now. On his outside still is Kevin Winter holding strong on that line with the help of Travis Browder. Really looks like Kevin Winter wants to get to the bottom right here. Get with his teammates, Mark Jackson and Daniel Smallwood. Browder's still a good person to be around. In this style of racing, he does know how to get that truck and push it right where he needs to. Again, thank you for all the viewership out there on YouTube, taking a look at MaxSpeedTV and the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League's Halloween Bash special event. Browder got pushed down to the lead. There goes the 18 machine. Single file action, people trying to squeeze in up front. Trent Drum, Jeremy Crandell, the 2x2 guys right there around 5th place. Mark Jackson almost looked like he was loose off corner there. Trucks got to start getting light with the amount of fuel load. We are going to be within 11 laps of getting to it. Getting to that little pit stop action, or I would say about 11 laps. We're going to get to pit stops. If the drivers are smart, they'll do their pit stops right before the stage end at lap 65. Crandell moving to the outside. 73 machine, I believe, is a lap down at this point. No, yeah, he's first car, 1 lap down, pushed by Dylan Ackert, who's 1 lap down. So those guys are battling out. They're the first 2 1 lap down. Brad Reams in that mix, 1 lap down. But getting up towards that leader, maintaining that position may be key. We saw it last night, Katie. Can't remember the driver off the top of my head, who stayed out front, technically leading the race with a great amount of speed. There goes Mark Jackson. We got pitting going on. Oh, there's a car loose into
I think that's Kevin
the
Winter.
pit stop. Kevin Winter able to get down. He's going to have to get back up to speed. Travis Browder into the pits. Good amount of truck. You want to go out with simple. That's really going to hurt Kevin Winter in the long run. Hopefully he can find a buddy to go in with. Mark Jackson has that number 1 box. He's probably got 4 tires going on. We mentioned if you blow your pit stop here, you can just click off those tires and get back at it. Dylan Ackert, Brad Ream, that looks like Daniel Smallwood. They do have to stay on the bottom there around turns 1 and 2. It is slick down there sometimes. You got to watch your acceleration. And they'll get back on the speedway and at full throttle on the backstretch. Gilmore into the pits. He was the leader on that lap. It looks like the rest of the drivers may be going through. Big old cluster of trucks now coming in. James Haney, Chris Shaw, Bob Wells. They're 2x2. That's going to be interesting pits right there. They single out successfully with that group that I just mentioned. So all the pit strategies coming in right now. Keith Haney, the leader on the speedway at the moment, has Justin Michael and the rest of the Cora machines right there behind him. 87 and 87 working together. Waiting for these trucks to get back into the cycle of things. We'll see how they get through. Keith Haney just off of pit road, as is Justin Michael. Looks like Mark Jackson there gonna get back up to speed and be in the lead right now, with Travis Browder following in behind him. Jack Watts there. Good pitting for Jack Watts. I believe he moved up a ton of positions pitting with the lead pack. Ronald Klein now on that side hunting for the lead, with Daniel Smallwood and Jeff Merck pushing him. Jack Watts may have some rear spoiler damage there. It's not going to help him aero-wise at this super speedway. Lap 54 around the speedway of 125. Next stage caution will be on lap 65. Nice steady battle up front. Nothing to worry about. Good pushers, good racers there. Browder almost below the yellow. Ron out of position just a little bit. I don't think Daniel Smallwood and Ronald Klein have worked too much in the past on pushing one another. Ron, our winner, he is a previous winner of a diecast, as I have mentioned before, as he jumps down to that bottom as Jeremy Crandell gets out of the pits, goes back a lap down. Ronald Klein had to race in last night in the qualifying race. Any previous diecast winner, any person outside the top 10 in points through the 3 main divisions had to race in. He won the race last night. Now he's leading here tonight. About 5 official laps, maybe 4, depending on where they call it, till the next, or excuse me, I was looking at lap 60. We're 10 laps away from that. 05, Chief Shaw calling it a night. I've seen him logged off. Good travels to Chris Shaw next week, as I know he's got a lot of work ahead of him. Not much happened out here in the front. Mike Donahue is out there with our leaders. I'm looking across the board to see where he's officially scored at. He's out there. He's 8th place. He's still on the lead lap. Good for him, fighting that 7 machine to the front. That's the place B inside that top 8. That's the breakaway. 9th place, there is a new group, second group, so to say, rolling around, led by Keith Haney and Justin Michael at the moment. Sprinkled in there is Randy Arms, Jeremy Crandell. There's where Kevin Winter ended up. Kevin Winter was our leader at the beginning of the pit stops. Blew pit entry, maybe due to amount of trucks heading down, or couldn't get out of the gas quick enough. 78 and Winter still maintaining the lead lap. That's the way to do it. Gilmore right there too, trying to keep track of the trucks in front of him. Let's see where the next line comes in after Gilmore in the final few laps of this stage. Another group there is Dylan Ackert and Brad Ream. Identical paint schemes there going on for those two guys. This is the group of identical paint schemes. Brad Ream matching Dylan Ackert, and just behind them is James Brown and John Pansula, also on the lead lap there. Cora guys getting the same paint on there. Still in this race is Ryan Abbott. 82 machine on the lead lap at 18th spot. About 22 seconds behind the lead pack, with Josh Scott rolling up the end of this group in 19th spot. Some by 2 action going on here, with the next group starting at 20th place. James Haney, Rob Haynes. I believe Rob Haynes is still a lap down. Kevin Fetty on the lead lap there. He's doing really well, staying on that lead lap. These different group patterns going on. Johnny Smith and that big old looking 0 with a 96 on it. Trent Drum, I know, fan favorite out there right now. Bob Wells rolling around in this 2x2 group. Let's see if I'm not forgetting any of the guys out there. 017 of Gene Rogers leading that paint boat. Trent Drum probably second. That's just off the top of my head. I've seen the boats out there. Tyler Needham mixed in. And then, you know, if Jeff could vote, he would vote for Kyle Chadwick's paint. I really do like it. He's at the end of that group. I do a quick little rundown without going over places. That's 27 trucks on the lead lap. I think there is maybe 31 trucks still on the speedway. Jason Lance is 3 laps down. Thornhill, Haynes, and Crandell 1 lap down. Let's go check out the front again and see what they're doing. Yep, 4 laps. The stage 2 coming up. Mark Jackson still leading it. I believe I called Gilmore the winner of stage 1. Just we had a big old caution right there at the end of stage 1. So I'll give it to Gilmore, fighting for stage 2 win. Just a special little shout out. That's all they get for winning stages here tonight. Yeah, don't worry about drivers out there on YouTube just yet. We'll get them bunched up at least one more time here in the next few laps. Then they'll have a succession of probably 2 to 3 green flag pit stops to get to the end. Maybe even more. Lap 63 around this speedway, Talladega Super Speedway in Alabama. Well, I would say we're about an hour, 20 minutes into this race. A lot of cautioning in the first stage. They're doing a lot better here in the second stage. I think John out there on YouTube gave them a stern talking to. Get them shaped up in line. Over the Top Motorsports, John has to be proud of that. The team there really up at the front. Mark Jackson, Daniel Smallwood. There's Jeff Merck, Ronald Klein rolling around there in 4th. Top 4 shots at the moment to one team. It'll be quickly seeing lap 65 at the line next time. Again, I'm not sure when they will throw it. With some guys stepping out right there, I think they might throw it at the line. There's a big old group in front of the leaders right now that are trying to stay on the lead lap. Browder, well, they got a little bit antsy in this front group here. Yeah, singled back out. Browder wanting to step out and go with Jason Lance. Mark Jackson at the line right here. We'll wait to see. Yep, there's the yellow at 65. We'll be cautioning around the speedway right now. So Mark Jackson with the stage win there. A little shout out to him. Started on the pole, got involved in a wreck, fought his way back. Good pitting. Now leading the race yet again. That number 3 machine. He will be a contender at the end of the night, barring the announcer's curse. I think we'll get an interview with Mark Jackson coming up here. These guys will not pick up the pace car this time around. They have to go one more time around to pick it up. Mark on the bottom there has me wondering if they were really low on fuel. Grab that interview when they're done with pitting with Mark Jackson. Let's get a quick rundown through that top 10. Maybe even further, we'll go with the lead lap drivers. How about that? Mark Jackson, Daniel Smallwood, Jeff Merck, Ronald Klein, Ray Richer, Mike Donahue, Kevin Winter, Travis Browder, Jeff Gilmore, and Justin Michaels will be 10th. Randy Arms, 11th. Keith Haney, 12th. Brad Ring, 13th. James Brown, 14th. John Pansula, 15th. Dylan Ackert, 16th. Brian Abbott, 17th. Josh Scott, 18th. James Haney, 19th. Kevin Fetty, 20th. Johnny Smith, 21st. Trent Drum, 22nd. Jack Watts, 23rd. Bob Wells, 24th. Tyler Needham, 25th. Gene Rogers, 26th. And Kyle Chadwick, 27th. Lap down cars right here will be Jeremy Crandell. I believe he will be getting his lap back in that 73 machine at this moment, barring any incidents on that last lap. Rob Haynes, Brandon Thornhill still on the speedway lap down, as is Jason Lance. Here we go into pit road. Mark Jackson leading them in and has the number 1 box up at the front. Doing our leader here. Mark Jackson, 2 tires, the right sides are up. We're going to go 4-tire stop. Probably the last time these drivers will see 4 tires unless they're, under caution again. Daniel Smallwood out second. Mark Jackson wins the battle off of pit road, so that's a easy call on who to interview here. Maybe get a couple interviews here. Katie, go ahead and get one lined up for yourself, too.
All right.
All right, on board here with the number 3 machine. Mark, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, stage 2 winner. You've had some ups and downs. Now the meeting portion part of the race. Good team run there, I would say. What's the call, if you can, going forward?
Well, we're trying to keep an eye on this fuel mileage. We're going to try to keep it up front. I think it's the safest spot to be. Our over-the-top grave digger, RACEWEAR.com Chevrolet truck. Man, this thing is pretty good. We got caught up in that mayhem a little bit earlier, but was able to persevere and stay out of trouble. So we'll see how it plays out. Still got a long way to go.
All right. Now, is this a throwback paint scheme or is this a new one done?
Well, John Hedrick, he made me a new one. It's a scheme that I've ran for a long time. Always my favorite, especially on Halloween. And just a little bit of a salute to the guys that run the monster trucks. And always fun for the kids. So we'll see if we can bring it home, man.
Well, I think the last time we were at Dega, maybe was it the summer series we last talked to you in the winner's circle?
It's been a while, so the grave digger is hungry.
All right, Mark Jackson, we'll let you get back at it. Good luck with the rest of the race.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a great evening.
All right, Katie, anyone you got lined up?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with somebody a little bit further back in the pack, but seems to be a fan favorite tonight. I'm actually going to pull up the number 12 of Trent Drum.
All right, bringing them up here. Go ahead, Katie.
Hey, Trent, it's Katie up in the booth. You got a copy on it?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I got to say, you've had your share of runs up towards the front tonight, but watching out in YouTube land, you have got a fan following tonight.
Is that right?
You do. You have Miss Lynn and Miss Susan out there, I mean, absolutely coaching you from the sidelines, but what's it going to take to get that 12 up in victory lane?
Man, I don't know. It's awful loose out here.
Well, we've had our share of cautions, and I mean, do you see yourself kind of hanging back towards the back and trying to wait a little bit of it out, or can we see you charging up towards the front, let's say, closer to the end?
I'm going to try to stay up front as much as I can. It's a lot easier running up front than it is in the back.
All right, Sarah. Well, like I said, you've definitely got your following out there on YouTube and definitely been a favorite tonight. So I'm going to wish you good luck, let you get back to pacing and I'm going to say strategizing. But good luck, and I hope to talk to you here at the end.
10-4. Thanks, Katie.
All right, nice little interview there with Trent Drum and the number 12 machine. Let's see. Maybe grab one more. I'm trying to think here of who to go with.
Got Daniel Smallwood.
Let's see what Daniel Smallwood does. That's a good one. How about it? Daniel Smallwood, you got a copy real quick?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right. Well, I mean, you've been pounding around there with your teammates up front. What is it? You haven't had, tremendous pressure. Do you think you're going to have more pressure going into the latter half of this race?
Once we get Kevin up here, we've been able to control both lanes. So once they go 3 wide, we don't have the third lane. But us group of 5 over the top have been able to control the top 2 lanes pretty much. We got a lot of damaged cars back there. I don't think we're gonna have too much pressure, but if they can make a group of cars go to the wall or something, we might have something come up with us. But I think it's gonna be a battle between us 5, honestly.
Well, Daniel Split's saying his team's got it locked down. We'll have to see what the other teams do. We're doubled up, ready to go back at it. Good luck, sir.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that 5 machine's led a ton of laps and no victory in a week's time, Katie. Can he get a win tonight?
If anybody can, I think it's going to be him. He's shown he has the patience, but it seems to be right there at the end that he has an issue. So, you know, seeing that he's conserving as much as he is, he's definitely got a good team behind him. And, you know, I said it at the beginning and I'll say it again. Dega's a team track. I mean, you're going to have somebody behind you, not just for the push, but I'm going to say for the support as well, because you get hung out to dry. I mean, me personally, I would say that would be a big confidence just shot in the gut. But, you know, having a great group of guys around you, and I know Over the Top has a huge group, so these guys have the strategy, and I think they have all the chance there.
Well, if I was the machine, I would be, you know, working with my team. Obviously, after turn 4, or maybe even on the last lap, so to say, it's all hands to themselves. But if I was that 5 machine, I would be looking for that 83 in my mirror, trying to block him. Daniel, I would not want to lose to the 83 yet again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Beat me once, shame on you. Beat me twice, shame on me. But, man, 3 times would hurt.
Yeah, 3 times would hurt. Here we go. Mark Jackson, Daniel Smallwood going to lead them off. Waiting for that green flag to pop up again.
Ready, green flag.
Green, green, green. Stage number 3. We'll take the green at lap number 7. He got to go to 125. No more admin cautions out there. Unless the server is really messed up. But here we go for the long portion of the race. These guys got to get in line, race where they can, race efficiently. I think we're going to see some quick moves and then single filed out. Still 2x2 action up front. Good portion of trucks still there. Ronald Klein stepping a little bit, breathing the truck in the corner. Here goes the push onto the straightaway with Daniel Smallwood. Talk about domination up front, and Winter's now caught back up to him. Browder's there. Donahue's still there. Get some door draft. Ray Richard laying off on Donahue. They'll get back together real quick, both savage drivers. Katie mentioned teammates. It's key. You got to get there to be there at the end. Unfortunately, early cautions took out a lot of potential drivers. Well, we're yet to see what outcome of this race will be. We still got a long way to go. Good little battles going on. 2x2x2, about 25 deep. A little bit of wiggling up in that top lane. Josh Scott, Ronald Klein, guys breathing the nose of that truck. I think I see the 12 Trent Drum getting back in the action. A lot of guys getting back in action. Waiting to see if the third line steps out. Yep, just keep in mind, everyone, still voting going on right now for your favorite paint. We'll go over some paints here momentarily. Let these guys race it out real quick, but driver with the most votes at the end of the night will receive some iRacing credits on behalf of MaxSpeedTV. 1 vote per person. If you've already voted, you voted. You can change your vote if you want to. A lot of drivers out there like those votes. I know that 07 machine needs Richmond, I think. So he'd be happy with the most votes either way. I probably got that marked down just ahead of Trent Drum. He needs to buy Richmond next time we go to it.
Yeah, I have 6 votes for Gene Rogers, 3 for Trent Drum, 2 for Daniel Smallwood, 1 for Mark Jackson, and 1 for John Pansula so far.
All right. I don't think those drivers are voting for themselves. I think they're really focused on the race. Daniel Smallwood to the lead, leaves Ronald Klein hanging on the high side. Going to take it from Mark Jackson on this lap. Here's where things get squirrely when we start doing the drop and runs at the high side. A lot of breathable room. There goes Jeff Merck. He wants to get to the high side. Mike Donahue's trying to get up to it. Let's take a closer look at that 70 machine of Mike Donahue. He's had probably not the greatest run points-wise himself so far, early in 3 weeks of loose lug nuts racing. But he's battling up there with the leaders. Justin Michael almost stepped out there. That 70 machine, though, still rolling around pretty nice. Good-looking paints there, too. Headless horse for the 70 of Mike Donahue. He's door-to-door almost with Jeff Merck. Not really getting up to the driver in front of him at times. I think that's Ray Richard behind him laying off a bit aerodynamically. If you look just in front of the 70, Mark Jackson is right on the bumper of Daniel Smallwood. And if drivers aren't careful, if they get locked in together real good, they can take off, and we saw that last night.
Justin Michael went high. He had a little push right there from Josh Scott. Looks like Travis Browder's going to jump up to the outside, make it 3 wide coming around for the lead. Can Browder hold on to it?
I don't think Browder has another faster. He's gonna, like I said, moves are probably going to be made early. No help. Justin Michael Browder stuck on the high side. It can be done. We saw Brandon Murray and Randy Arms go after it early on in those first 2 stages. I don't think Brandon Murray is on the field anymore. Browder is our 2018 Halloween special event winner, so he's trying to double up and be the Halloween champion here at Loose Lug Nuts. Oh, he got a little bit of wiggle out of, looks like Ron Klein had to breathe the truck in the corner, where we've seen the 76 breathe all the time, but probably not clearly seeing the 18. I think Browder eased out of the gas there on the high side. Still moving strong, 2 trucks on that 3rd lane. Looks like Randy Arms gets back in line. Old, big, wide open on the inside if guys wanted to dive. Truck's loose. I think that looked like maybe Brad Reen or his teammate Dylan Ackert almost into the wall up there. Smallwood still leading from the inside with the help of Mark Jackson. 3 lanes of racing here. Ronald Klein again trying to breathe it in the corner. Had to do a quick breathe and get back in because he's now door-to-door 3 wide with Travis Browder again. Justin Michael really not getting the same speed those stacked 2 lines are at the moment. Best speed is coming in the corners for those 2-car tandems at the moment.
Jeff, you've had your fair share of wins here at Lug Nuts and across the board. I'm not just going to say at Lug Nuts, but some phenomenal wins. But ultimately at Dega, you've seen a lot of racing. Who would you want behind you right now for that big push?
Well, right now, a little bit dicey. Anyone can be behind you and mess up. I prefer a teammate. Obviously, someone you can talk to without getting on the race chat. Browder and Michael have worked before. They look like they're going to get back in line. The reason why Over the Top Motorsports has dominated, they A, got out front, and B, have stayed there due to communication. Communication key right now. Like I said anyone can win this race at the end because it's all hands to everyone else on the final lap. Ronald Klein losing a ton of speed on the outside or had to get out of the gas. I've actually never won a super speedway race here at Loose Lug Nuts Racing. I've come close. Bob Wells took away one from me once, and I think I helped push Robert Mattis to a win once. Ron Scary out front. I don't know why he was breathing. He always seems to be like a quarter line up in the corner with that 76 machine. Just maybe his line, or where he's used to breathing the truck, because Kevin Winter is now losing the back end of that truck. They got to stay together, that 78 and 76, because the real speed is down there at the bottom that they have to match. Two by two, still the equation out front. For the most part, like I said, about 25 trucks there. I'm sure there's a second group breakaway that we're not seeing. It's probably, about 21st is a second group. We'll go back and gather them up. Let's look at a paint here real quick, why they're all, bunched up, and we might miss something, but we got to see some paints out there. Brandon Thornhill, the number 68 machine. Let's go down and look at him. As I have some trouble finding his name on the board.
29.
Oh, that's why. He is a lap down. Second car, one lap down, but still a great looking paint scheme on there. I believe by Miss Katie Dugas, huh?
Nope, that one's John.
Nah, that one's John. Like I said, Katie says it's self-portrait for Brandon Thornhill, but looks like the Twisted Metal clown there. Trent Drum going to the pits. Looks like he's the only one. That might be a bad decision. We'll have to keep an eye and see what happens to the 12 machine. Going alone here at the Super Speedways, not the best. Nice looking Halloween scheme here from Brandon Thornhill. While we're under the green flag racing, maybe John can give insight on the inspiration from this scheme.
If he says selfie, I might just fall out of my chair.
Yeah. No, I mean, looking around Thornhill now, there's still tons of racing. They're about to come up on a potential lap vehicle. It is not Trent Drum. We'll have to see. We got a good angle here with the 68 as we'll pass this truck. Tons of spoiler damage. Looks like the 924 machine. No, it's not 924. It didn't look like 61 of Brad Green.
Or 84 of Jack Watts.
Oh, Jack Watts. He was just up there at the end of stage 2. That's unfortunate. Alright. Getting back out, looking at the overall view of this race. Smallwood still leading it. Ronald Klein is on the outside with Kevin Winter. What was that, Mr. D'Amico? No, Brandon Murray out there with a vote for Brandon Thornhill. Thank you, Mr. Murray. Good run on the high side when you were logged in. Oh, boy. Mark Jackson on the bottom. What happened? Blew a motor, says Mr. D'Amico. Let's wind it back. Let's get an instant replay going up.
Check low in at 1.
I didn't see the smoke fly. Katie, anything on your end with the number 3 machine?
I saw a big puff of smoke, and I know that from personal experience that it was a motor blowing on our end, but asphalt could be a little different.
I must have that graphic turned off at the moment. Hopefully he has I don't think he has a fast repair because he was upside down earlier. If that's the 3's night, oh man. We'll have to watch. No? I'm not sure what happened. He's out and away. I'm unsure about this. What's going on? Yeah, mostly weird. He's got all the teammates in the world running around him. He jumps down early for a pit. Maybe there's something going on his end computer-wise. That'd be the only comment I'd see from that, but let's get back out front because we have a new leader momentarily at least. Mark Jackson about to get swallowed by the field. Ronald Klein leading around. Looks like Kevin Winter is going to have the lead at the line, being pushed by the 199 of Rob Haynes, who's not on the lead lap but fighting for it. Mark Jackson goes 1 lap and has to get back in this group right here if he can. I don't know. If we get a moment to talk to Over the Top Motorsports, we'll have to figure out what happened to that 3, but right now under green flag, we can only guess. Best racing I think they've done all night in a 2x2 scenario. Not too many strange moves coming out of these trucks at the moment. I'm a little bit, unsure of why I see gaps there at the bottom of the racetrack on the inside line. Right now, I would be worried about Daniel Smallwood pushing the 76 on the inside. I haven't seen him be able to breathe that truck in a while. I think I also saw one vehicle head to pit road, and it might have been Randy Arms. Yeah, it was Randy Arms, and he's going solo. What's up with these solo pit stops, people? Oh, big move there. That was almost dangerous out front. Kevin Winter about turned himself around and dumping down from the high side. That could have been scary out front. We haven't had a wreck come from the leader, so to say, close to the leader, but further on back. You don't want to see the leader turn, because he's obviously in front of the entire field. Oh, Kevin Winter gets a lap led. I'm sure he got some laps led earlier in the race too, but back out front. Ronald Klein has to watch that breathing ability now that he's on the inside. I know he likes to scoop high in the middle of the corners. I'm just seeing that. There's the correct breathe move, is on the back straightaway there on the inside line. You got a breather down to the bottom. Mark Jackson actually getting caught back up. Now has to fight for the lap down, guys. Or Mark Jackson's a genius and pitted at the right time. I don't know, but Mr. D'Amico and Miss Dugas there both saw smoke. Still going through. Lap 90 around the speedway of 125. We're getting to the last quarter of this race. Let's take a look at that 76 Machines paint right now. That will be on the die cast for the winner. Who knows, Ron might be rolling around in the winning machine already. He just doesn't know it. But graphics-wise, at least from Over the Top Paints and Designs, and John Hendrick will put it together. They'll have a driver's name, number, race winner, Halloween Bash 2019. Probably one of the most unique trophies here on the sim. There goes Daniel Smallwood. We got pitting going on. Good thing we're looking at the leaders out here. Did Kevin Winter blow his this time? That is a no. So good on Kevin Winter. He has to stick with it. There was a second group that stayed out, but the majority of drivers are now on pit road. Let's stick with Ronald Klein on this pit stop. Four tire stop, it looks like. I think I would have done 2 in gas here, but that's up to your teammates too. Get out and going. A little bit of a breakaway for, looks like maybe Jeff Merck or a driver out in front of Jeff Merck. They got to get in line, get up to speed. Don't see too much of gaps. Going to be 4 to larger truck tandems going on. Yep, information out there on YouTube. Don't forget the clocks do wind backwards tonight. Fall backward time scenario, except for Mr. D'Amico, who always likes to remind us of that. He's in Arizona and does not have to mess with the clock. Last group on to the pits. Thank goodness Crandell and Browder, with an entry and exit to their pit stall, still had the immunity on because, wow.
Oh, Kevin Winter through the grass.
Let's get to Kevin Winter. Wow, he is well through the grass. We'll have to see what happened. Back it up a quick second. Not sure what did happen. Gets hooked up with Ronald Klein. Oh, push into the beginning of the tri-oval, and it upset the 78 machine. Luckily, there was no one around. Ron actually slowed down to go back and get him. What a good teammate. We have to see who's the leader at this point. I think it's the rest of the team up there with Justin Michael. That'd be the 60 of Jeff Merck, 5 of Daniel Smallwood, and the 87 of Justin Michael.
Caution.
Yellow out on the field. Let's see if we can find it. Mark Jackson.
Now he's smoking.
Yeah, I think he's going to go get a cigarette. Oh, it wasn't. Yeah. It did not start with Mark Jackson. It was Johnny Smith and Mike Donahue meeting in the bottom line. Johnny Smith, Mark Jackson finds himself on the upside down yet again, living the Stranger Things lifestyle. Wow, that is an incredible skid. We go back and look again at that full-length crash with Mark Jackson. Number 3, minding his own business up there. Crash happens below him, and he's pancaked and has to ride the wall. Oh, I think Trent Drum got some of that. That is an interesting ride. Who were we talking to, Katie, that had got a full motion sim?
Tony Romack.
Tony Romack, he's not out on the field tonight. He's probably still messing with the thing, I imagine. I don't think he made it through Richmond. That was some rough racing there. But I'm trying to imagine Mark Jackson at the moment and a full motion sim riding that wall the way he did. Well, I think that's in the number 3's night. Michelle out there doing the, I'd curse too if I was Mark Jackson. We're picking up the pace car finally. Oh, I am in replay still. Bad, Jeff.
You just wanted to see that Mustang.
I really don't want to. We'll grab an interview out there. Some of these leaders stayed on the track. Maybe it's because they just got out of the pit cycle? I'm not sure. Or maybe they just didn't want to give up that front position. Not sure who got wave around that time. I know the 70 machine of Mike Hugh got contact. He's over the wall now. Brandon Thornhill looks to be the wave around there. Well, since I don't think he's pitting, I'm going to grab an interview with Brad Ream. I don't think I've talked to him. Have I, Katie?
I don't think so.
I'm losing track of who I've talked to. Actually, I'm trying to find him. He may be one of those guys. Nope, here he is. He's in the core room with his buddies. 61 of Brad Ream. You got a copy on me?
Yeah, we got a copy. How's it going up there in the booth?
All right, great. We're enjoying this here live on MaxSpeedTV. Running paint with some other guys out there. First off, tell us about your paint real quick. Brad Dream, you still there?
Yeah, hey, we got a bunch of Team Zombies out here. We picked this beautiful paint scheme up from Dylan Eckert off of Trading Paints. And Dylan and I are on the same team here with Cora and John Pansanello and Jim Brown, and we're just having some fun out here.
Well, you've marched your way up front. We see a lot of the leaders out there in the top 10 staying out. Is that a call because you just pitted, or I think you got to at least pit one more time, unless this is going to save enough fuel. Maybe you want to give away that secret.
Well, if we were racing at Vegas, I'd be a gambling man that there's another caution coming this way. So I'll let the fans and you throw your cards down and see where that falls. But I think we're sitting pretty right now.
Yep. All right. Well, Brad Ring, we'll let you get back to that team there and cook up some strategy. Good luck with the rest of the race.
Thanks, guys, and have a great rest of the race up in the booth. And hopefully we'll see you in Victory Circle.
All right, Katie, you got anyone?
I actually go 78 of Kevin Winter.
All right, we'll bring him on up, and Katie get an interview with the 78. Here we go.
All right, so I know you're not on pre-race ceremonies, but Kevin Winter, you got a copy on us?
Long through.
All right, sir. Well, you've been running up towards the top. I mean, all night. So, what's it going to take to get that 78 down in Victory Lane?
You know, I was just gonna get some clean green flag pit stops coming up here. We're gonna be about what is it, like 6 to 8 laps short of fuel, so we're gonna have to do a little short pit here sometime. So we're just trying to figure out when we're gonna do with that, and just try to keep our track position, and yeah, try to be up front at the end and see if our team can control the rest of this race.
Yeah, I mean, Over the Top has absolutely dominated it tonight. I don't want to say sore subject, but did you think that was a little shortcut going through the grass earlier?
Yeah, it was fun. It wasn't very productive, but it was fun. These trucks get pretty loose there. We've only been taking right side tires, try to keep the track position. So, I mean, like I said, it was fun. Just wasn't very productive.
Well, I'll use your words. You were just out for a rip.
Yeah, this is it.
All right, sir. Well, good luck finishing out this race, and I hope we'll see you at the end.
Thanks a lot.
All right. 78 at Kevin Winter. I think we're going to get the one to go. Again, with the paint scheme, guys, I see a Go 017. Let's see where Gene is at. He's moved up to 16th. He's being quiet back there. There's still a lot of race to go. Trent Drum trying to get out before that pace car gets him. All right, pace car lights are out, but paint's out there. We'll still view a couple more of them before the end of the race. Yeah, if you like that helmet on Kevin Winter, that's a little bit of staple of his when we go in car. I think, I don't know, Mr. D'Amico, does he even have that as his profile pic? Yep, so got the Lego little helmet there for Kevin Winter. Those paints, still got time to vote. You only get one vote, but still got some time. Favorite paint scheme out there. We'll tally up at the end of the race. And driver with the most votes will get some iRacing credits on behalf of MaxSpeedTV. Thank you for joining us this evening. Like I said, we're in the last quarter of the race here with Loose Lug Nuts Racing special event Halloween Bash. Winner will get a die-cast vehicle from Over the Top Paints and Designs and John Hedrick. We got a Let's Go Trent out there. I think Trent may be suffering from one lap down. Trent's going to need a little bit more help there to get back on that lead lap. We are at Talladega, so all the help is possible. Well, Katie, we're going to be 27 to go. Just, number off the top of my head because I'm bad at math sometimes. How's it looking?
I'm going to say we see one more caution because, all of our fields kind of doubled up and tight right now. I see somebody maybe getting a little bit over antsy, potentially causing us one more little hiccup. But other than that, I think it's going to be a little smooth sailing towards the end.
All right, getting back up to speed. Another question as we go back to green flag racing again. Lap 98 around the track of 125. Who do you think has saved a fast repair? That's an interesting question, too.
I thought all the fast repairs were gone at lap, 30.
That's possibly true, too. Maybe some of those over-the-top guys have saved them being out front so long. Right, motors are fully cranked up. Surprised to see the single file going on, except for the two guys on the outside. Kevin Winter, Daniel Smallwood, Jeff Merck leads the inside line with Justin Michael. Justin Michael, with an interview on Lugnut TV, is hungry for a diecast win. He won the Indy 500, I believe, here at Loose Lugnuts Racing, actual 500 miles. What a doozy of a race that was, but no diecast on that event, so he's out there hunting for one now. Dancing going on. Not sure who got shuffled to the high side there. That might have been Brian Abbott. He's going to be out and alone. Going to be a little bit before Josh Scott can pick him up. Maybe his teammate of, I believe that's the 087 of Keith Haney might make a hole for him. Nope. Brian Abbott fits back in. James Haney now out and alone. Tight racing still in the front to the back in this group. 15 cars in this lead pack before they start fading off into a second pack around 16th spot. 23 cars still on the lead lap, and I would say 27 cars, trucks, I keep saying cars, are still out on the field. They're starting of 38. Only 2 cars or trucks to maintain that outside groove at the front are Daniel Smallwood. And gosh, I keep losing the numbers out there. That is Kevin Winter back up at the front. I don't think there's any grass on that high side for him to get into. Good strong run from the 55. James Haney, 23, Josh Scott. Might be Brad Reed, might be, I think Dylan Acker's actually out of the race now. Maybe another one of the core guys down there. Here goes the Bike 2 Racing, Katie, that you mentioned. This is where people are going to get, like you said, the word antsy. Or nose to tail, side to side. Who's going to make the move that upsets the track?
And it doesn't take a whole lot. I mean, we've seen it. Only one little hiccup, and it can prove disastrous, not just for you, but whoever's around you, and potentially the whole back of the field.
Most of accidents we've seen here tonight have been on moves like that from Daniel Smallwood, trying to fit in, and you just choose the wrong moment or don't get the, courtesy checkup. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even call it courtesy checkup. It's a driver if they want to check up. Top 2 defending the fast lines. They're going to split. Justin Michael goes to the high side, going to be pushed by Kevin Winter. Third line, maybe Randy Arms there on the outside. I think has no help. Going to tuck back in. Randy Arms is signaling that he wants to go up there. Josh Scott's up there. Rob Haynes, who has to let Josh Scott back in. This is where we've seen an accident too, when someone gets shuffled up to that third line, not being able to tuck back in position when they see the wrong call made. Josh Scott trying to force an opening there, not going to have it. Outside line looking a little bit dangerous at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be there, but at that same point, that inside line to midline can be dangerous whenever you have these 3 guys. Say he slips just a little bit, I mean, that's going to leave you sandwiched in the middle, and I mean, literally nowhere to go. Just like that.
That is a big crash. Started around with the 199 machine of Rob Haynes. He was a lap down fighting for that lead lap back. Well, that'll probably end his night. Replay coming up.
Oh, I hope James Haney is not in a full motion simulator.
Yeah, James Haney just stepped outside, got picked up by Josh Scott. Let's see where the contact comes from. Oh, might have been a bad push on the back of 55. I don't know, 55 cut down a little bit there. I'll have to get in there for a closer look myself. James Haney. 55 of James Haney, going to look him right now. Yeah, an upsetting push from the 23 machine set off a chain of events right there. Grab the 199. I'm going to have to zoom out here and see where the rest of this came from, because 42 of Bob Wells gets tapped in the scenario. Jack Watts goes around. Kyle Chadwick goes around. Heavy contact. Hopefully some of those guys saved it. Kyle Chadwick's done. Rob Haynes is done for the evening. Jack Watts also done for the evening. So we talked about saving that fast repair. We'll see who has that saved. Okay, I think you were right. Unfortunately, cautions will breed cautions, especially at the end of this race. Here comes the leaders down to pit road. They were worried about a 6 to 8 gap in fuel range. I think this pretty much sums it up for them.
So we actually haven't had to look up and get our picks tonight. So with 20 to go, who you calling, Jeff?
Yeah, we did get away from the picks. I think I mentioned it, and then we were talking about paints and flags and all sorts of crazy stuff. I don't know. Sheesh, you're gonna put me on the spot. This is hard. I think Justin Michael. God, that's an easy one to make sometimes. With Justin Michael, that's a good call. Browder stays out, as does Kevin Fetty. I don't know. I think Justin Michael probably has the best, but who's there to push him? We'll have to see. There may still be more cautioning ahead of us. $20 for Needham over the wall, done for the evening. We talked about, right before that crash happened, the wrong push at the wrong spot, and lo and behold, Katie, we find herself under that yellow flag for the very reason, too.
Yeah, it's what I was afraid of. I mean, in the words of, Matt Egan, just because you can go 3 wide doesn't mean it's necessarily the smartest thing to do. Yeah, you can attempt for that pass, but say you get stuck in that middle, man, you're just done. I mean, there's nowhere else for you to go, and I mean, it clearly shows. It's going to prove disastrous, and it really only hurts a lot of people in the long run.
All right, I think we'll at least gather up a last interview. We'll be within striking distance, 20 laps maybe, of the end of this race. I think I'm going to get up Mr. T. No, he's muted out. I was going to get T. Rowdy there. Maybe Kevin Fetty. We haven't talked to Kevin Fetty in a long time. Yeah, I have. Did I already talk? Yeah, all those Kevins out there. Let's bring up the 94 machine of Kevin Fetty. Kevin, you got a copy?
10-4.
All right, you're not the only one that made the call. Why are you out front? You got enough fuel to get to the end?
As of right now, I'm right on the number, so assuming I don't get too crazy, should be able to make it with about a lap and a half to spare.
All right. I think Browder gave up on the call himself. You're going to be leading this pack. I think this is the first time in clean air. How are you feeling up front?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a battle of track position all night, and whatever it took to get it, I'm here now, so got to make the most of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be a ride up front for sure. Who are you more comfortable working with, looking around maybe on your relative?
I was working really well with Ray and Gene there, but looking that they're not in the vicinity, I'm just going to try to latch on to whoever's willing to work with me, and we'll see what we can do together.
All right, going to take maybe some working with people you haven't before. I'm sure you're comfortable enough with it. 94 machine rolling around here. Anyone you want to shout out real quick?
I want to shout out you guys in the league, and give a thanks to Abruzzi, Judd Danielson, and the team at Savage.
Tell us about the paint scheme.
Well, I watched the qualifier last night, and there were a bunch of orange and black trucks. And my normal paint job, since it's Abruzzi, is orange and black, so I figured I'd do something a little different. So hopefully the pink is easy to spot out here in this mess of trucks.
Well, at least up front right now it is. I know you've been rolling around closer to 20th some points of tonight. It's definitely a standout from those over-the-top motorsports guys behind you. What inspired it? Just wanting to change it up?
Yeah, wanted something different for tonight, and I know it's a couple days after breast cancer awareness, but it seemed like a pretty worthy thing to put on the truck. So,
all right. Well, Kevin Fetty, we'll let you get back to the teammates there, and I think we're about to get the 1-to-go signal. Good luck with the rest of the race.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Well, Katie, he mentioned those teammates. I still think we're in the team atmosphere of where you need to go. Justin Michaels, man out of the middle, too. He may be able to work with the 87 machine if those guys feel like they need to help one another. Yep, there's the pull up signal. Run down the top 10 real quick. Obviously, Kevin Fetty out front with Justin Michael, Jeff Merck, Daniel Smallwood, Brad Ream 5th, Kevin Winter 6th, Ronald Klein, Randy Arms, Keith Haney, and Brian Abbott brings up our top 10. 20 drivers still on the lead lap with probably 22, nope, I would say 21 still actively on the speedway. So Jason Lance is the only car one lap down. Going to be going back green on lap 109. Only so many laps remaining to get those votes in. All right, there goes the pace car. We're going to be getting back to green flag action really shortly. Looks like Kevin Fetty is first time up front. He wants to take off and go. He gets an early jump in the green flag. We've seen most of the guys wait until the flagman shows. It doesn't help getting away solo at a super speedway, but Kevin Fetty going to hook up with Jeff Merck. Justin Michael to his outside, hooked up with Daniel Smallwood, and looks like Kevin Winter. I'm sure these groups and cliques are going to start forming up really quickly. Fuel not in mind. I don't think these guys have to go back down unless we see some green-white checker. Inside line not going at all. Got to get back up to Kevin Fetty. I was afraid of this for him, not getting help out there. Third line up high. Justin Michael's going to have to go way to the bottom and get the help down there. Like I said, it's quite obvious sometimes where you got to work with people. Practical flip of the top 10 guys running to the front, now led by Brad Ream. Oh, excuse me. Getting paints mixed up. I'm trying to memorize these paints on the fly. It'll be Daniel Smallwood out front on the inside line. I'll take a look. I know we got some questions about Trent Drum, if he blew up or not. Yeah, he's down there on pit road. He may have excessive damage. He does have excessive damage for the front end of that truck.
3 wide for the lead.
Yep. Man in the middle is Kevin Winter. Waiting for something to happen. Bob Wells was involved in the last crash. Probably saved the flash repair smartly enough. and now finds himself battling inside that top 10 with the 42 machine. Just out of camera focus there, dipping and diving and dodging all the D's there. Ooh, a little bit of a blink, maybe it's on my end, from Kevin Winter. I know the Canadian atmosphere, probably not too likable to some internet connections. Still dancing up there. People want to create the third line. There goes Josh Scott up at the high side. After a little bit of a hiccup Josh Scott had last time, I would rather push Josh Scott than be pushed by him. So he's going to fall back that 23 machine, battling still up front. There goes the 42 of Bob Wells. I know those two in the same team speak. Bob's going to be hung out to dry for at least a few car lengths here. They really wanted to get that third line going. We only have so many laps left. Tough battle. No one wants to go single file to see how they get to the end. Everyone's battling for position at the moment. Daniel Smallwood leading the bottom and Kevin Winter lead the top. Top not producing the most laps led, but able to get at least the correct push. You can do said things. Kevin Winter really loses aerodynamically coming into the tri-oval. Daniel Smallwood is locked up with Ron Klein. Right now, again, Over the Top Motorsports dominating the top four. They're there. Just outside of it is Third Rock Racing and Keith Haney and Brian Abbott. Maybe a little bit of upset. Jeff Gilmore in that third line is going to have to duck back into the second line because they're going to come up on lap traffic here. It is a question of who will go first. People want to go up to that third line. They're just going to have to do an even split of that high side. Now's not the time. Lap 115 around in the books. About 11 full laps to go at Talladega. Get those votes in for your favorite paint scheme of the evening. We've gone over quite a bit of them. If I've missed some, I am deeply sorry.
Speaking of paint schemes, and this could just be my ADHD talking, but Randy Arms in this Freddy scheme, I happened to zoom out, and the top of his truck looks like Freddy's sweater.
Oh, well, you'll have to ask him about it, because I think you said he painted that personally.
He did, but that was just random, and like I said, I just happened to be looking at the top of it, and it looks just like his sweater.
Yeah, well, with Randy Arms still lurking back there, I know the Smallwood family has to be sweating it along with Daniel, because, like I said, I would not want to be beat by the 83. I'd rather be beat by anyone else on the track if I was Daniel, rather than the 83. There's a lot of drivers there that could win this race. Like I said, about 16 in this pack, 17 altogether. Gene Rogers is about 10 seconds back in the pack. I'm sure he has a damage going on. There's a third line.
Brandon Thornhill to the top.
Yep, he's got a mate there, so that's where communication is key. Randy Arms has already pushed teammates to the front. We'll see if he can do it again. Just not seem to want to go. They don't have the connection like they do. Oh!
Oh no! Brian Abbott.
Ronald Klein, confetti around. We're going to have a caution. That started around the 76 machine. We'll have to go view the first part of that, and then it led to other things. Let's go see what happened as we're back under yellow here at Talladega. Looks like a a push or contact with Ryan Abbott, Jeff Merck, or Justin Michael, but Abbott goes down, gets a little bit sideways, collects Ronald Klein. Thankfully, that 76 doesn't look to have too much damage. However, there was a tremendous crash with Kevin Fetty in front. Kevin Fetty just gets involved in it. Jeff Gilmore with contact. I know there was a ton of damage around the board there. We'll have to see who still has those faster skating.
But, I mean, this really changes the outcome of things.
Yep, shakes up the inside and outside. I think we were going to see this once that predictable caution around lap 90 came out. I think we were heading toward this scenario anyways. Well, happy it is sometimes survive the night, just like the real world racing of NASCAR. You got to survive into the end. There's a scary theme put forward, and obviously sometimes the scariest track is the biggest track. We're probably going to get back underway with only one handful of laps remaining.
I'm going to say it looks like about 5 or 6.
Either way, I know Ron set up these races a long time ago and changed it over to Talladega. I'm wondering if he set up green, white checkers. John, if you're out there on the YouTube land, let us know if you told Ron to set up green, white checkers. Last night was an amazing finish. If you caught that over on ASN, Brad Ream, the unlucky man out in that sort of a Carl Edwards type block, and he got moved, and Ronald Klein took that win to get into the race tonight. We're shaping up to that style here this evening. We mentioned that over-the-top motorsports team dominating the front, but I keep saying it. Teams are, nice to have until you're at the last lap at Talladega on a special event here at Loose Lug Nuts, being viewed by, I believe, 26 active viewers out there on MaxSpeedTV.
I'll say it. I'd door my teammate for a win.
Yeah, I've tried to door teammates before too.
I mean, I know that's bad sportsmanship, but that's me speaking personally.
Not if you're on the front stretch of the final lap coming to the checkered here at Talladega, I'm throwing blocks. I'm dooring you to scrub your speed. I'm doing everything I can. I'm going to go through this line real quick and see who has damage and who does not. Brandon Murray saying we do have green, white checkered scheduled. I'm not seeing that on my info board, but maybe it's there. Kevin Winter, no damage. Daniel Smallwood doesn't look like he has damage. Hart looks clean. Thornhill, he's there. He looks clean-ish. Justin Mike's rolling around. I'm looking for mainly spoiler damage, like you got a rough push or you were involved in that last wreck. Randy Arms, right nose damage, or maybe that's just the way the Chevy juts out. No, I think he has some right nose damage on that 83 machine. Josh Scott, I know he's already had to use one fast repair involved in a caution. Bob Wells with major left side spoiler damage. You're going to want to push him. I don't think he'll be an effective pusher. He needs to be in a 3-car tandem, that 42 machine, to have something to do. Brad Ream still hitting too many deers out there. Looks clean enough. Keith Haney, right rear spoiler damage. T. Rowdy, Travis Browder with, I think, some spoiler damage. No, I guess it looks, maybe it's the angle. It could be bent a little bit. Ron, looks like he thankfully saved a fast repair. No, he's got some right front. He got away from that pretty clean, Katie. I know Ron's had a heck of a time except last night. All right, he wants to end on a positive note. He needs to have his truck going forward at the end of this race, win or not.
The man can call a strategy. I mean, we saw him make a questionable pit call last night and brought that whole team down really early, but, I mean, clearly it paid off.
Yep. Kevin Fetty looks to be cleaned back up. It looks like he's got back together with teammates there. That's going to be the best result for the 94 machine. Gene Rogers still on the lead lap. Not seeing damage spoilers from any angle. Jeff Gilmore, I know he got a little bit of damage during that last caution on the right side. Looks like he's cleaned it up. Great looking Ghostbusters machine. Ray Richer still on the lead lap. Some of these guys may be choosing to get some fresh tires or maybe rolling the bottom. I know Mr. John Pansula in front of Ray Richer has some spoiler damage. Johnny Smith, big time spoiler damage, maybe even some right front damage on that 096 machine. Brian Abbott's on pit road. Looks like his machine is squished there. He's trying to maintain the lead lap best as possible. I'm surprised there was no lap given back to Jason Lance. He may have occurred incidents during that caution, unable to get him around. Well, still the toss-up to be, according to Murray, at least here on the YouTube side of things. Green, white, checkered, so we could still have a great finish lined up despite where a caution may come out. I'm sure everyone will settle that debate going on right now in a few weeks with Bama and LSU coming up.
We've had this debate going on for a while. Murray's a Bama fan. Randy's actually, LSU's quarterback is from Randy's home state. So Lane's out there for Bama. Brandon Thornhill's at LSU territory. So we've had a heated debate going on for a little while.
Well, how about this? Shout out those drivers one more time. Who do you think is going to win it out there in YouTube? They're doubling up. We're going to be taking the green flag at lap 122 of 125. Like I said, just short handful to go. We might see that green, white, checkered. I'm sure the league owner and the head admin have been getting on the radio saying, let's have a good finish here. It is going to be a spectacular one, nonetheless, how we see it.
Yeah, this is going to be a nail-biter. Kevin Winter is obviously extremely fast. He's being pushed by Jeff Merck. But Daniel Smallwood on that outside, you have Brandon Thornhill right there being pushed by Randy Arms. And we've said it, Daniel Smallwood and Randy Arms have had an extremely competitive couple of weeks. So I know he can see him peeking back there in that rear view. So who's going to get off with the best jump right here? And how's this going to end up playing out?
Well, I called a Carl Edwards here, I think we might see a green-white checkered event come up. 18 cars on the lead lap, 19 cars still on the field. Last couple laps to get those boats in for the best paint out there. Now this is a eagerly anticipated restart. Sucks to be at a 2.66 mile track. They're waiting to get back to green flag. Those drivers are probably sweating more than we are.
I don't know about that. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat here.
Now we'll have to, I saw Gilmore do something funny in the back as the camera angle changed around. We'll have to wait. We're going to be going back to green flag, like I said, at lap 122. Waiting on the flagman here.
Green flag.
Green, green, green. Here we go. Maybe the final time tonight. Kevin Winter, Daniel Smallwood, Jeff Merck, blinking car there. Keith Haney's in that mix. Brandon Thornhill, Randy Arms, Josh Scott finding his way there at the end. Smallwood probably prefers the inside line, seen him work most there. There goes the third line. Knew that was coming, blocked to the high side. Getting around the full speed of these trucks now. Turned it up. Oh, someone poked out there. That might have been Randy Arms. Justin Michael grabs the second lane. Out of a rocket goes the 78 of Kevin Winter. Jeff Merck alone on the bottom. A little bit of antsy. 122 down on lap 123. Almost a crossover there. Guy said, gotta calm down. Justin Michael now out and alone. Boy, this is nerve-wracking, say the least. Smallwood has found himself on the bottom. I think that's the best position for the 5 to be in going forward. He's going to lock down that spot with Jeff Merck. Kevin Winter getting pushed by Keith Haney and Travis Browder. Third line starting to form now. A little bit squirrely back there with Josh Scott on the inside. Brandon Thornhill. Looks like Randy Arms. Josh Scott got to watch that door contact. They're all going down for the best move possible. Don't know if it's going to happen. 124, 2 laps to go. Justin Michael betting his time on the third line with those guys. Trying to use all the door air that he can. That hurt the middle line. Oh, contact between teammates. They spread out. What's going to happen? They get back in line.
Justin Michael's got a heck of a push going back there behind Randy Arms, but that bottom side, the dominant Kevin Winter's got a little bit squirrely right there in the middle, and with, oh my gosh, one to go. Ouch.
All right, let's see if can they get back to the flag with the final lap here. Here we go. That bottom line's lost something. Last lap, white flag, Keith Haney to the bottom.
Well, why is it going to work?
Browder, he gets kicked. How are they? Oh, contact, big contact, Kevin Winter.
He dirty.
No caution. Races up front with Keith Haney. We'll keep an eye on it. Big blocks being thrown. Justin Michael goes to the bottom.
Oh, Smallwood gets loose.
What a race to the line. Here we come to the front straightaway. Keith Haney leading this race. Brad Reen bumps him, gets him loose. Gonna be contact. Who is it at the line? Keith Haney with the win. What a spectacular finish, Katie.
Let's be glad I had my finger on the wrong button right there, because that got loud.
I was loud too. wow, I don't know, maybe Mr. D'Amico goes back and replays that whole final lap there, but we're going to get these drivers ready as we take a look at that replay. All right. When Mr. D'Amico gets done with this replay, our winner smoked the motor. We'll go with the 87 here in a bit, but let's talk to Daniel Smallwood, our third place finisher here on the evening. Daniel Smallwood, boy, what do you got to do to get a win? What a finish, though. Gosh, emotions abound. Tell us about that ending for you.
I don't know really what happened to begin with. I think Browder got into somebody and it turned all of us down to begin with, and then it was just me and I think Haney. We were going, and then I was trying to make a run on him. I knew he'd keep blocking me, and I almost turned him at one point. I got under him, and he got lucky. I didn't turn him. I didn't want to turn nobody, but it's just I was there. And then I think Michael's going into 3. I think Michael's trying to force me up, and it kind of got me loose, but I saved it and kept going. And then I don't know how I got 3rd. They just kind of wrecked the line, come to the line. We had the race won. We should have won it. We had a few things. We controlled the whole race. Had a few things that came up, but eliminated some of our drivers. Over the top, we did great. We should have been in victory lane right now.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of disappointment as a team, but, you know, great finish there. It was exciting, Daniel. I want to let you know what a race was put on throughout from your team and from all the drivers. And at least from that perspective, you can look forward to that going into Pocono next week. We hope to see you out there running those races. Great job on that 3rd place. Any final shout-outs?
I want to give a shout out to y'all up in the booth. Y'all do a great job. My parents supporting me. Over the Top Motorsports, everybody there, they do a great job. This league, thank God. We haven't got the win yet, but we're going to bring it home one day. We're going to get it next week, I think.
There you go. Enough with the podiums. Daniel wants to be up at the top. Good luck there, sir. We'll see you then.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Katie was 2nd place of Brad Ream.
Hey, Brad, it's Katie up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
Hi, Katie. How are you? Got a copy.
I've got to say, what a finish. Kind of walk us through that last lap. What happened?
Well, we had a real good feeling there was going to be some pretty aggressive bumping and slamming going on, and it didn't disappoint for the fans. And so we laid back a little bit and let things happen the way it did. We've avoided a couple of the big ones tonight, and Lady Luck was just riding on her bumper.
I was going to say, remind me to go to Vegas with you because you gambled, and I got to say, fantastic finish.
We had a block going in, coming out of 4, and we just didn't lift, and looked like things were getting crazy on the outside. We tried to swoop low and avoid what might have clipped us on the end.
Still, 2nd place finish has got to feel phenomenal. What kind of sponsors or anyone in particular you want to thank tonight?
Well, I'd just like to thank Dylan Klatch, our painter here tonight. He had to bail out of the race. His grandmother had a spill, so shout out to that 2nd place to him and hopefully his family's in our prayers, and congratulations to Keith Haney, and we hope Loose Lugness put on a great show for everybody and all the viewers.
That you did, and we'll be ready to see you back Thursday this week.
Absolutely. Thanks, Katie, and have a great weekend.
All right, I will grab the winner here tonight, Keith Haney, and that 087-87 machine there. Boy, oh boy, you got a trophy, but first, let's talk about the end of that race, man. Incredible finish, beating and banging blocks. It was all there for you.
Man, I hope I didn't make any enemies tonight. I know for sure that I was beating and banging pretty hard with everybody right there. I've been wanting one of these things from John for a long time. I think these are one of the coolest trophies that you can win. And man, I'm so glad to be able to win this thing tonight.
Well, the non-points style racing, that last lap was up for grabs. Just the style of racing it will produce here at Talladega. You know, you didn't lead. Did you lead any laps prior to this, or did you just lead the last lap?
I believe I just led the last lap tonight. I mean, I could be wrong. When pit cycles were cycling through there, I believe that they might have told me that I was a leader one time there while we were racing. But if not, I think tonight the last lap there might have been it.
That's the key to any victory, is to lead in the final lap. You know, you had some help there, but I think Brian Abbott got involved in a caution. I don't know if your dad was around at the end of that due to maybe getting in the same caution. So you were all alone. Just circumstance left you out front. Like I said, last lap, it's up to anything here. What a trophy to win at Vegas. Yeah, it's a gamble at Vegas, but we're here at Talladega, so you know, Poconos next week. You're getting there in points, making some good runs through the field. What do you got going forward? What does this do for your momentum?
Man, well, really and truly, I looked at it tonight as an expedition race, which is really what it was, and it seemed good to come in here tonight and kind of put the points aside for the night. The trophy being on the line really made it like a championship race, to be honest with you. Man, and you know, Talladega is so freaking hard to come out here and really say where you're going to finish, regardless if you're a good racer or a bad racer. And man, coming in tonight, I didn't expect to be worth crap, to be honest with you. And but going next weekend to Pocono, I feel like we're going to do pretty good there. I look for the whole team to do pretty good there next week. And man, I cross my fingers for that. I don't like to speak too soon. Usually we'll speak so soon, and we end up voodooing ourselves, is what we like to call it, putting a curse on us whenever we think we're going to do good, and that week we go in there and, man, we'll tear ourselves up. So, man, I'm hoping I'm going to do good next week, that's for sure. God, man, I'm shaking right now. I'm still trying to calm down.
I imagine, Keith. Well, go ahead and calm down. Go celebrate family, friends. Heck of a win, heck of a showing. I know the fans out there had one great viewing coming through that final lap. Great job. We'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks, Jeff, man. I really appreciate it, guys. And Katie up there, I really appreciate you, too, and everything you do over at Pit Pass. And Topper, hats off to him, too. I know he had a short run tonight, man. I love racing with that guy. Michael, man, I appreciate you putting on the show for MaxSpeedTV. Ronald, John, man, I really appreciate the heck out of you guys. Brian, my teammate, Dad, love you guys, man. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for putting on this broadcast, and Loose Lug Nuts for everything you guys do. Man, we really appreciate you guys. Hey, thank you, Michael, buddy.
All right, that was our winner here tonight. Katie, am I certain of this? I think it was the 017 with the most votes.
Guaranteed.
All right, well, that's Gene Rogers. Thanks for the fans voting out there. He had a big old following tonight, and I think he got himself a vote in too. So, Gene Rogers, the 017 machine. I don't think we can show his paint anymore. I think he's logged. But it'll be posted up on Loose Lug Nuts. Mr. D'Amico will probably get at it tomorrow morning about that. But some iRacing credits going his way. That is the race here this evening. Topsy-turvy. ending, and we'll see what that produces going into Pocono. But, you know, what a night here on MaxSpeedTV. We thank everyone for coming out and viewing. We had a ton of active viewers. Share the race, hit the like button, subscribe if you can. More great racing throughout MaxSpeedTV going into next week as they will pick up the Saturday series. We'll be back here with Mr. D'Amico on Sunday for the Abruzzi Cup Series. This was a Loose Lug Nuts Halloween Monster Bash event brought to you by Over the Top Paints and Designs and MaxSpeedTV. Again, quick shout outs to Abruzzi, RACEWEAR, ASN, all the sponsors out there, as I forget it and I don't have my list in front of me. Great race tonight. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see everyone next time.
Two wheels in the open road.